and shrimp pastas, roasted chicken and pork, or local seafood like codfish and blackfish, with sides like rice and peas, seasonal veg, plantain, or breadfruit. And when you just want a quick bite, Chill Spot's got crispy fries, juicy wings, chicken tenders, fish fingers, or our signature thin crust pizzas are ready to serve. Chill Spot's located in Honest off the Fiji Highway. Open daily from 7 a.m. to 2 a.m. Chill Spot Bar and Grill. Taste the difference. Stay for the vibe.
OMG in the morning.
Back to the future. Boom 1069 gives you 15 minutes of the
Guilty. Absolutely. Just the way she carries herself. That's the beauty. Woman, I need you like never before. African woman, you're the one I adore. I need you like never before. And when you're with me, I feel so safe and secure. I need you like never before. I give you all my God and I'm sure. Woman, I need you like never before. Whoa. Listen up. Don't you matter what people might say, black woman, you're my everything. I need you, girl, every night and day to give you my love, that's the very thing. So let us stay together and we can make things better. Look at the joy we bring. And life is what we prefer, goodness is what I refer. To turn on the wings of winds. Friends, come and tell you it. Listen, girlfriend, I'm the one that you deserve. So let me take you by your hands. Both of us will walk the circle. Love come first, don't you know what life really worth? I need you like never before. African woman, you're the one I adore. I need you like never before. Royal black woman, she clean and pure. I need you like never before. Oh, hey, hey. Woman, I need you. Oh, hey, oh.
Love me, woman, love me for me.
Love me truly.
If your love go thief and money flee.
Love me. Come love me truly.
Woman, I love me because of money, because man for use and that the woman them a look. Woman, you find a lady full of street him like but baby. Man for use and that the woman them a look. Woman, you find a lady full of street him like.
And I sing glory, glory, hallelujah. Got to give thanks and praise unto the Father. A long time I man walk this little daughter.
She loves me now. Woo, she loves me now. She loves me now. Woo, she loves me now.
I did not see what I was supposed to see. Taking it easy when a friend told me I was in danger. So much danger. Underestimating my woman, not taking her out. Working too hard and now she's gone off with a stranger. Someone I don't even know. I should have taken her out every once in a while. Dinner together on the fancy style. Show her a life that's all worthwhile. Now I guess I gotta walk an extra mile. I could beat myself. Oh yeah. Ooh yeah. I could beat myself. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm gonna feel funny out there in the crowd when my friends all ask me, where is your woman? Long time I don't see. Now I've got to think fast, gotta use my head. Give a good story and make sure they buy my version of the situation. Although I don't wanna lie, I'm gonna do this once. See my reputation sinking in a distance. If they knew the truth that really existed, then my little sanity would be wasted. I could beat myself. Oh yeah. Ooh yeah. I could beat myself. Oh Lord, ooh, I'm hurting bad. Ooh, I'm hurting from the person that told me they should realize that it's gonna destroy my position. Remember, I'm a name brand. Though I really wanna hear a little news now and then, this is not what I expect to hear from my friend. I'm disappointed. But now I've got to say, I should have held her tight every once in a while. Take her to dinner on the fancy style. Show her a life that's all worthwhile. Now I know I gotta walk an extra mile. I could beat myself. Oh yeah, now.
Very first.
I could beat myself. Oh Lord.
The very first time that I saw your brown eyes, your lips were pale and I said hi. I knew right there you were the one. But I was caught up in physical attraction, but to my satisfaction, baby, you're more than just a friend. And if I ever fall in love again, I will be sure that the lady is a friend. And if I ever fall in love so true, I will be sure that the lady's just like you. If I say that I could be your one and only, promise, promise, promise you'll never leave me lonely. I just wanna be the one you need. I just wanna be the one to serve you. Sometimes I feel as if I don't deserve you. I'll cherish every moment we share. And if I ever fall in love again, I will be sure that the lady is a friend.
Back to the future.
In love so true, I will be sure that the lady is like you. The saddest day of my life is when she left me with a broken heart. I was feeling the pain, the pain, the pain. The saddest day in my life is when she left me with a broken heart. I was going insane. Yesterday you walked away with no thought of today, thinking you could go along, not remembering where you're from. But it's too late now, all the doors are open. You just don't know how the love feels. I gave you everything I've got. Now you're coming back. It seems like you're running out of stock. Baby,
Oh yes.
you may not be a movie star, you may not drive a big fast car, but I love you in every way. I love you in every way. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why. Oh, why?
Woman, you may not be wealthy, not drive a fast car. Come me now go left you out, cause we a come from far. You remember when me only have one arrow shirt and go muggle with me in your tight up skirt. As long as me never mass, I gotta hurt me now. Forget where me a come from, me now go dish your dirt.
I'll keep on loving you.
Always.
I don't know why. Oh, why? I don't know why. Oh, why?
As I don't stop crying, for all black woman, no. Respect all the girl them with dark complexion, but you no stop crying. For all black woman, one heap of things I want for uno complexion. Black is beauty, uno color is one in a million. Have it from birth a natural suntan. Smooth like a grape, not true you use your lotion. Take care of your complexion. What am I do? What am I try? Where the whole of them a plan? Don't get material because we love that woman. Me love me car, me love me bike, me love me money and thing. But most of all, me love me brownie. Love me car, me love me bike, me love me money and thing. But most of all, me love me brownie. Pamela and Dan, Suzette and Nadine, wonder what the whole vibe of them thinking. Them a plan and them a con and them a scheme, cause them want much of me and me browning. But all the rumor them a spread and a fuck up her head, my land, and not listening. And she know what she alone and me must come back home to her in the evening. And me and her is very close and me love her the most and me not hurt her feelings. So all the talk them a talk, all the chat them a chat, my land and not living. That's why me love me car, me love me bike, love me money and thing. But most of all me love me browning, love me car, me love me bike, me love me money and thing. But most of
truly, I love you truly, truly, I love you truly, and it would mean so much to me if you could understand that I need you just to be my lover, man. Really, I want you near me. Really,
It's growing, there's love inside of me. Oh, and it's showing, shining so bright. It's glowing, there's the love of mine. Yes, and it's showing.
Back to the future.
Just can't hide. Nothing can divide us. Nothing separate us. Nothing can divide us. No one can stop me from loving you. Oh no, no one can stop me from loving you. Nothing can divide us. Nothing separate us. Nothing can divide us. No one can stop me from loving you. Oh no, no one can stop me from loving you.
Back to the future. Boom 1069 gives you 15 minutes of the biggest throwbacks.
OMG in the morning, lighting up SVG on Boom 1069.
We giving you the best throwbacks
I love it.
on 1069.
My lips are sealed. Boy, I see that boy. I can't tell you nothing about that. Yeah, 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 yeah. Everybody, come on. What happens in the party? Oh yeah. What happens in the party? Come on. So anything that you see, oh yeah. Please don't run, tell nobody. My lips are sealed. It's time to get on and let yourself go. Do what you want, nobody will know. Your secret is safe with me. I'm begging all you who are new to this, please don't mind nobody business. Don't talk about what you see. Festival is our time to get on and unwind and do the things that we would not do normally. People with drinks in hand, some riding fine like sand. Make sure you understand that you can tell no one what happens in the party. Oh yeah, what happens in the party? Talk to me. Come on. So if you see Sharon wine with Stevie, oh yeah, even though she married, come on, sing it out. Hey, hey, hey. If people ask what went on in this fete, act like you're dumb and say you forget. I've got a case of amnesia. Especially when Kim find Paul with the better mix your pass like I speed intellect. Not the boy, I don't remember. Festival is our time to get on and unwind and do the things that we would not do normally. People with drinks in hand. in a black tie party, tell them it ain't no problem. We rolling in all of them. Hey, it could be in a Central Bank or York, all inclusive. I don't tell all of them. I like to frolic plenty, so from early in the year I save. I don't buy my ticket to all parties, so this season I'm pulling up bread. So when I reach outside my venue, don't bother ask me who link you, who send you. I just picking out artists and shows with me like live food and a Japanese menu. Now I watch all my friends, them good last year. They party for the whole year straight. And this season come them having problems when they want to pass by certain days. So when I have to hand pick all the party, I just get to watch them and laugh. I go with tennis, stay so link with any artist. Get pictures and autograph, we rolling in all of them. Hey, it could be in a my tie, could be in a black tie party. Tell them it ain't no problem, we rolling in all of them. It could be in amnesia, it's some years down in the morning. I don't tell all of them. We in everything, yeah we in everything. And we ain't asking no one for anything. Get in a party and put on me many bling, because I like the floss like anything. So when I'm ready right now to make my entry, don't bother ask me about complimentary. I done pay my money for the VIP, watching girls like it's documentary. Hey. Party down in the valley of Maracas, or Sando on the mountain peak, or New Year's night up in Grandy, when it's a people take. It could be Firefed, Wassa or Army. It could be island people or tribe. One thing that I know that me ticket done by no way. I staying outside, we run. People inside the fence, dancing, tripping with sweat. Nobody tired yet. Jam you go get, we celebrating. Pure love, no hating. Man jamming on woman, gal whining back on man. Drinks flowing down like rain. Partying, say no one can see me. Cause this is time to party. And we not going home till the morning come. And we not going home till we see the sun. Alright, the posse.
Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, rise and shine, get on up, get on out, get yourselves together. It's a brand new day. It's Thursday, day number 14 in the month of August. Some of the morning to those of you who are celebrating today. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. Maybe it's an anniversary.
Yesterday was my daughter's birthday.
Yesterday was your daughter's birthday?
Yeah.
And we let her slide. We didn't even say happy birthday. We didn't even sing a song, Shady. We didn't even play a song, Shady. Hope you're not one of them fathers who just remembered.
Nah.
You got a beating when you went home yesterday.
Nah, I did remember.
You did remember?
Yeah.
And you let pass us belated birthday greetings to your daughter. So you're going to sing? Are you sang already?
After I don't drink my coffee.
Morning. Belated birthday greetings to your daughter. And good morning. And it's up and about with us already in the morning time. Neil is inside. Good morning, Arnold Marie or Mary. Which is it? Marigold? You know that person, Marigold or Mary? I'm thinking it's Mary. Winston Money Matthews is inside. Wellington is inside with us from St. Croix. Let's welcome St. Croix this morning. A lot of Vincies over there in St. Croix. Shout them up. Wellington, walk around St. Croix and big up to all the Vincies over inside there right now. Big them up. Morning. Quincy is inside with us. Good morning, Debbie. Let me see. Bing, hope all is well. Fuji, Shady, have a wonderful day. Good morning to you, Debbie. Bing is coming along. He's coming along, still a little bit under the weather, hence the reason I am here. Alright, but he's coming along. Shout outs to him, wishing him speedy recovery. M-Chem is inside. We're going on, brethren. Long time no see, M-Chem. Hope all is well. Shout outs to George. Bernadette is inside with us. Mary Providence is inside. Who else we got? Maureen. Bling Bling Heavyweight is inside with us as well. Good morning. Welcome aboard OMG on a Thursday morning. Of course, we got Sian coming up in a little bit. And, you know, we have about 3 things. About 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think it is 3. Hopefully, we get to touch on all of them. I want to touch on that video yesterday. That was, well, it was a live that came via the PM's page on Facebook yesterday with Orlando Brewster, Dr. Orlando Brewster, being interviewed by the PM press. What is the position there? Is it press secretary, press assistant? What is it? Candyman. What is the position? Is he press secretary?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. All right, so he was being interviewed by him regarding the prefab houses. Another portion of them arrived. All right. Happy that's good news. That's good news. Better late than never. But it is good news, and I'm loving. I mean, I am one of those persons who wish, you know, that I would be blessed with one of them, but I don't even know.
That's why you're wearing red today?
Shady! Hey! Press officer, yeah, that's it. Press officer. I know that there was another word beside press secretary. Press officer. Not too sure what's the difference. Anyways, ain't even important right now. But yeah, I was saying I am one of those persons who wish I would be blessed. Not too sure if Sian would be able to assist, but I'll find out when he gets inside. I'd love to get one. I ain't gonna lie for you. I'd love to get one. I don't know what the qualifications are. I am certain that I don't meet the criterion. Anyways, you know, nothing wrong with wishing. But the thing is, I mean, all these are part of the response effort following Hurricane Beryl. And it is kind of, as good as it is somewhat upsetting that, you know, it's a year after and we are still celebrating the arrival of prefab houses. We still have to be borrowing monies to pay the rent for the guest houses and the apartments. People are still living in shelter, as uncomfortable as their life may be right now. And up to yesterday somebody posted a video from Union Island, and it just rips your heart apart to see that you're driving through Clifton and you're still seeing all these pollings. You're still seeing so many pollings. You're still seeing so many houses still torn down. Houses, businesses still without roofs. Oh God, boy, that ain't embarrassing. Shady, that ain't shameful, brethren. I mean, come on, you don't have to stifle your conscience. If it is, it is. If it's not, it's not. But it is for me. I mean, a whole year after, and a number of businesses, you can still see that they're still covered in polling. You're still seeing all the polling wrapped up by the side of the road. It's shameful. Carriacou was just as devastated, or even worse. And we went Carriacou just about 5 months after Beryl to shop. Businesses, I mean, there are some houses that were still down, yes, but the main business areas were up and running, functional. We left, I mean, persons from mainland, St. Vincent, persons from Myro, from Canawan, persons from Union Island left half an hour away, and we went to Carriacou to shop. Same level of devastation in some parts, even worse. 5 months after we were able to go to Carriacou to shop. a whole year plus afterwards. And their houses, their businesses, oh God, their businesses there. With all the assistance that we got, we still going to Parliament and still trying to get monies to rebuild homes and houses. With all the assistance that we got, millions upon millions of dollars, all the monies that Waste put in, half of what should have been done, Waste put into that, plus all the millions he said that they kept coming back for millions upon millions after. And we still there fighting up a whole year after. And you driving through one of the main parts, the central parts of Union Island. And you still seeing all these pollings, all these roofs without, all these buildings without roofs. You're still seeing some with frames and no galvanized. And you could, so many pollings on the, God. And we still there. Like I said, I'm happy to see the prefab houses and they coming in. I know, like from since in April, I think it was. And they did say, I think it's what, 300 we should be getting. And they would have been done, they would be done in phases. So I'm happy to see that it's up and running. But I'm thinking that in responding to a natural disaster, where persons' lives are being displaced and disrupted, and for so long, I mean, that can't be right. I'm thinking that you're responding to a natural disaster, there would be some sense of urgency. So you might have it set out in phases, yes, but oh God, the time frame. Oh, jeez, yo, it breaks my heart, I ain't gonna lie. And you would hear the passion. Like I said, I am happy to see that we're getting the prefab houses, but the lives, oh God, I can't believe that we still have so many homes, so many businesses. Max, morning, my brother.
Morning, brother boy. I feel your pain, Anna.
Oh God, it's
remember
shameful.
Remember 2004, Ivan mash up the whole of Grenada. 2004, flatten Grenada. When NDP gave ULP St. Vincent not be flat now and Grenada pass we back. Between 2004 to now, it's a bread in my mind coming at me inbox and remind me that, no.
But hey, you know. I mean, we got some damage. It wasn't as bad as Grenada. But I see people still referring to why we are so far behind is because we too were affected. A whole long list, I could share the list that they're still claiming why we are this far behind is because we were affected by this, we were affected by that, we were affected by over here, we were affected by over there. But we were able. Go ahead.
The main part of their list, them now putting a thief in and dishonesty.
Oh God, boy.
That way I need food, but to talk about these prefab house thing here. I see my cousin Orlando Brewster, very nice guy, very smart guy. My grandfather and his grandmother, mother, cousin. So me and here family, yeah? Let you man.
Mm-hmm.
I see he and Candyman behind Ralph Gonsalves page. Me tell you Candyman around the Ralph Gonsalves page a long time, man. That's another topic for another day. Have a big 10 penny tarmac and say them I go construct prefab home this. So let me tell you something. Prefab homes is meant to be constructed on site.
On site. Well, that's basic common sense. I'm thinking you're going to put it up to take it down to move it again. How much sense?
Well, them I go put them up, move them for parade for people to go see them now. The optics. Yeah. The optics. But hey, my other concern.
They would be put. Well, I mean, they would be moved in parts, but they would be fitted. They would be fitted up there, on the spot there. And they would be transported in parts and then set up.
Let me explain a critical part of prefab homes because I worked on prefab homes.
Mm-hmm.
Our prefab homes have 5 sides, right? Mm-hmm. The 4 walls and the roof. When the roof go on, the roof is what holds those walls together.
Yes.
It's called the forces of each wall come to naught, zero. And it stabilizes. So we're going to put together the whole entire house and transport them on the road of them that never done. When you drive the road, if you get to car and go down a hole, bam, 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 is it undamaged the structural integrity? Deeming that house not as good as it would have been if it was put together on site. You see where I come from? So these are questions. I'm not saying that is it, but I'm asking these questions because guess what? Certain prefab homes, when they come on site from the manufacturer, them have to put together in certain way via the manufacturer's specification, and if something is left out, the warranty void. Because when they get on site, the engineer have to inspect the load and make sure the man put that brace there, so per manufacturer specs. The man put that brace there per manufacturer specs. Yeah, they might build half the house, and they might build up a temporary wall, but then again, I love temporary because we had temporary DPP. That another topic.
You know, one of the things that I got, based on what you're saying, they won't all be erected by the engineers from the manufacturers because some level of training would be done, and that's another thing. That's gonna take some time. So, how much time are we given?
Okay, I get that. But are these? But me not talk about engineer. I'm asking, are these houses designed to be erected partially then
I get what you're saying,
and then transported?
No, I'm talking about the insurance part of it, because I mean, if it is being erected directly by the engineers, then they're fully responsible for the company. But what happens in the case where it's not them, it's via those who would be obtaining the training, they're the ones who would be responsible for the erection.
Fugitive, the engineer them a belly port and the port damage. Who paying for extra $25 million?
Boy.
So I bring the argument the two
Max,
you see what I'm saying?
You got to call back. You got to call back. See on time.
Yes, sir.
I now realize the time gone.
Sorry, Sian Marshall teach me a Petersville primary school.
Yeah.
And Sian Marshall was one of the youngest teachers in a Petersville. One of the smartest man. If I love Sian, you hate Sian, you have to respect Sian. Pick up yourself, Sian.
Can't hate Sian. You're crazy. You can't hate Sian.
Yes,
alright, pick up yourself. Sian, my brother, I am sorry. But you know, I usually give you back your time, so don't worry yourself about that. So, Sian. Sian, take it away, Sian, anytime you're ready, my buddy. Sorry I had you waiting. I had my back turned to the clock, so I wasn't paying attention to the time there. So, Sian, Council will be joining us this morning?
Should I did.
He should be?
Message saying that he will.
Okay. Alright, so we'll see how that goes. Sian is... Did I get it? I got it. Good morning.
Morning.
Sian, welcome, my brother.
All right. Good morning, Shady and boss. Listen to me. If your daughter is anything like my daughter's boss, you ain't getting forgiven for that.
I know, right?
That's a cardinal sin, boss, man. I'm telling you. But anyhow, you need to know when it comes to daddies and their daughters, boss, man. There's a special bond and relationship. Okay, good.
Very true.
But all the best to your daughter. Hope you had a fantastic birthday.
Yeah, she's
you know, this morning I remember. Okay, all right. I remember, Push, that you and I had some unfinished business.
We did?
And I had done the research. Yeah. You had raised an issue about a law incident regarding to passport. And you questioned me about it, and I told you I wasn't aware of the law.
You could speak up a little bit for me, please, though.
You had mentioned that there's a law that prevents people from being prosecuted for passports and so on and so forth. Why was that law amended and that kind of thing? And I told you I didn't know about the legislation. I wasn't aware about it, but I'll do the research, and I did. So I'm here going through my iPad for the parts of it that I downloaded, and I can't find it, and I don't want to deal with it. I didn't deal with it before because you weren't on radio and you wouldn't want to raise it.
Right.
I wanted to deal with it when you were on. And now that you're on, I mean, I have a gist. I know what happened, but I want to be able to quote the sections, and I can't because I can't find the screenshots I took or the photos I took of the act to be able to quote the act for you.
Okay.
So
we can leave it another day.
Right. If you're there next week, I would definitely.
I won't be here next week, God's will, but I'll be back shortly after that.
Okay. All right.
Right.
No problem. Good. No problem. No, because some time gone, and I wanted to deal with the Human Development Index issue again this morning. But because the time gone, and I can't spend as long as I did yesterday
Right.
on the program because I have another engagement.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd pick up with what you were talking about this morning. And Fuji, more than one thing can be true at the same time. That's allowed.
Mm-hmm.
There are some things that are mutually exclusive, but there are other things. There are circumstances when two things can be true. So, for example, it cannot be true at the same time that if you don't have a labor can, if you don't wear a red jersey like you try to do this morning to get the house, you don't get support. You don't get support. You don't get support from labor. While at the same time it's true that some supporters of labor are saying, listen, like my party won't look at NDP supporters because I want help and I was in a particular area yesterday and a lady who's almost 80 years old who's a strong supporter of the ULP was complaining to me that listen, in this area every single supporter of the New Democratic Party who had roof damage and even some who didn't have roof damage have had work done on their home.
That's lovely.
Like me. There are people like me here who support the labor and so on, and I could take it to show you my roof leaking here, there, my roof ain't fixed. So I'm saying both cannot be true at the same time in that instance. But in other circumstances, multiple things can be true. And so if you speak to the issue of Union Island, it has been a year since burial. It can also be true that in Carriacou, the business and your focus, I listen to you carefully, the main business area has been is up and running. But could it also be true that in Carriacou, the reason why the business area is up and running is because of insurance, and they took private insurance and they've been able to deal with that? And so that responsibility did not fall on the government of Grenada and Carriacou?
Possibly. So are you saying that is the case here in Union Island?
No.
No, I'm just asking. I'm just asking. Not trying to be mischievous. Just asking.
Right. And that's what I did. I asked the question and asked whether it can also be true. It may not be. It may be that it was the government who did it.
Right.
It is also true, Fuji, that Union Island was not built in a day or a year. And so if Union Island took years and even decades to get where it is, and it was destroyed in a couple of hours, that to expect the rebuild to take a year, is unreasonable. No, it doesn't say that you cannot feel for and empathize with and want for things to be done in a more expeditious manner. Realistically, unlike you, I want the individuals of Union Island and Canawan, and even on the mainland where there was damage, their lives to be restored to where it was pre-burial, or even better than it was pre-burial. And I'm saying this, that there is a record of performance from this government where storms are concerned, where people's homes and livelihoods are concerned, where the government does in fact make it its business to restore people's lives back to normal. And you've seen that in North Leeward, in North Windward, and other areas that were affected by the 2013 floods. You've seen that in areas that were affected by the volcano. So that while I agree with you that for the individuals affected, it's a while, and they would love to go back to normal. And while I appreciate and I'm happy that you are showing that level of empathy for those individuals, because I think that is something that we lack in our society, empathy. I also believe that it can be as well, where you can look at things realistically and go, the government is working, like you said, you're happy to see it, and you can refrain from the use of adjectives like embarrassing and shameful, because bro, it's not. It really is not.
For whom?
It is going to take some time, and I'm sure for anybody, it can be frustrating. It can be frustrating for those who have been displaced. It can be, absolutely. But those same individuals know that most of their homes were not built in a year. Most of them know that. And so, a house wasn't built in a year. The rebuild ain't going to take a year. Because in some instances, what I've heard is that there was such significant damage that you have to basically map it down and build it back.
How is it Waste was able to rebuild that part of Ashton and we weren't able to do the same in Clifton? What was the difference?
So here's what I would say with that question you're asking. It is fantastic that we were able to have such work done quickly.
But how was it possible?
You don't know, and I can't tell you because I wasn't on the ground. I don't know what the circumstances are. And like you said, which could be one of the reasons, with whomever may have access to ready finance and support that they're able to mobilize one time.
You think money was the issue?
Government has to mobilize finance. And that is the reason why I sometimes try not to answer because I get myself jammed in a corner trying to answer. I just said, oh no, but instead I'm going into possible reasons.
All right, fair enough.
So I don't know. I really don't know. But what I'm saying is, Fuji, that what we can again. The other question I don't know. I've never been to Carriacou. I don't know the size of Carriacou. I do not know the population of Carriacou. I do not know the enormity of the work because you can say it was similarly devastated. But instead of 1,600 homes in Carriacou, it might be 700 or 600. It may be, I don't know. And so the enormity of the work, the number of homes that have to be rebuilt and so on, may be significantly different. And so to compare the timelines may also be unfair. Again, I don't know. I've never been to Carriacou. You have. And you can tell me, no, there are as many houses on Carriacou as there are on Union. And there were as many houses damaged on Carriacou as were on Union Island. I do not know. But, my brother, because you see, what I'm saying, Fuji, is especially in a time like this where homeowners and residents of Union Island, and I'll tell you something, Fuji, too often, and I'm not saying you are, too often we make it political. It is only so. Just that, for example, because Union Island, as a part of a constituency, vote resoundingly for the NDP, that somehow there's some sort of spite. And we talk about union people, forgetting that they aren't union people. They are Vincentians, residents on Union, who come out of Vincent. I go Union right now, and there are people from Scottsdale living on Union Island, who are my friends, close friends. And so it's not Union people. They're Vincentians who are residing on Union. And they're Vincentians who are born on Union and still reside there. Okay? So the point about it, when sometimes rhetoric can tend to be very politically divisive, and it can add to the frustration of individuals who are patiently waiting to have their homes rebuilt and their lives restored.
You see, the thing is...
But I see a government that's working to have that done. And yes, while it's taking a little while, do you know that in Parliament last week, Thursday, one of the phrases I heard from Senator for the NDP who's the candidate for North Windward was, why the rush? Why are you rushing? Now, I do not know. I cannot say specifically whether she was referring to the entire process where the government was trying to get money for the houses and the port and or whatever it is. But I start there going, maybe why the rush? People trying to get their lives together. Part of the money that we're trying to get is to the rebuilding. And you're asking why the rush? And here's Fuji this morning saying, it's been a year.
Yeah, but you say you don't know what she was making reference to, so you can't link it to what I was saying this morning.
No. But what I'm saying, that is why I said I don't know. But he was responding to a debate about money that included spending for the rebuilding. That was what he was responding to. That was the debate that was in the House. Part of that, the money I'm requested was.
I'm thinking it would be in reference to the port.
No, that may be so, and quite convenient.
So you don't think that it would be that? Why the rush to get the port completed?
I am saying, why the rush to get the port? The port projection date was sometime in was it May or something this year? We had a delay. Now it's pushed back because
but why?
That was happening so much.
Why? I'm not talking about the new dates. I'm talking about the initial date. Why?
They say the NDP where there was no information. There's information out there. There was delays happen because of a peril. There's done and so on. We know. There's the NDP with Atlee Hall and so on. We know the information is out there, right? And so now there is a new projection date. So there's no rush. There's a completion date. So I'm not sure why it has even been characterized as rushing, because the post has to be completed.
We're not talking about the completion, Sian. We're not talking about the completion.
So we're talking about then. Because why do you rush to do what?
To construct it. I mean, it's just the same. The NDP initiated the idea for the international airport. The ULP came and built it. So what if the ULP initiate the idea for a port and NDP build it? Why the rush?
No, but Fuji, again, and so I'm not going to let you go, because I'm not even sure what that discussion is about. I mean, the port was built, it's going to be completed, there's no rush. All right, we need to build a port.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that the NDP would have built it anyway, because the discussion I'm hearing from them and from those who support them is that Kingston Port is fine, it just needs $20 million to fix it up. So I'm not sure. But the point I'm making, Fuji, is I think in this time when a lot of our Vincentians who are residents on Union Island and in Canawan and all over the country who had damage done to their property and for whatever reason are not in the position to manage the repairs themselves financially and otherwise, and we have a government that's working to ensure that the lives of those individuals are restored to the reconstruction, the rebuilding, the repair of their homes, I think what we should be doing is trying to urge some patience and encourage patience, because we see it happen. And while we acknowledge the frustration, we can let individuals know, yes, I understand the frustration. Yes, you've been out on this place for a year or however long, but the government is working. You can see the outer building. Your time is coming. Just be patient.
Put waste in government. Put waste in government. Waste is working better than the government. Listen.
And Fuji, one of the things that we know globally is that, look, the bureaucracy of government sometimes hampers efficiency, and that's government in general. And so sometimes you can still listen. It's just like buddy, the type of attitude you see in the public sector with the employees, you will not see it in the private sector. That's true.
You see, the thing is, and there would be the ordinary day that comes with all the bureaucratic red tape that you would have to go over and maneuver here and there on a normal day. But in the case of an emergency and responding to a natural disaster, I am certain that there are clauses in place to go around all these things.
And Fuji, I would tell you that I wasn't here.
You're going to tell me no? You're going to tell me no?
No, I'm going to tell you that I was not here when Beryl hit. I was overseas. But the way the government responded,
I thought it was Friday alone was overseas.
Getting people off the island, doing the cleanup, which was the first part of it, and starting the rebuilding, ensuring that people were housed properly and so on. I mean, that to me was a phenomenal response, and we could compare that with other disasters, other countries globally.
And we could have done much better with our response.
I always say, Fuji, that in the quest for perfection or for excellence, we could always do better. But it doesn't mean that our response wasn't good or our response wasn't fantastic or excellent. But there's always room in hindsight, in assessing, in doing a post-mortem to say, you know what, this could have been improved, this could be improved, and so forth.
But the question, the thing that boggles the mind, how is it Waste is one man, and he was able to get all these things done in under a year, and over a year the government is still the government who could get things done at the snap of a finger.
And I'm saying that's not good. That's characterization.
It's not.
And so let's be thankful and grateful to Waze that did it.
Of course. Thank God, because we would have been singing a different song right now.
You know what? It is okay for your narrative to be what it is, but you know what? The people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and that is why I want to do the Human Development Index, because that is why the New Democratic Party is losing, because their talking points don't match reality. You see, the people, the Vincentians residing on Union Island, Canada, wherever,
Mhm.
have as examples of government North Windward, North Leeward, and a bunch of other places where the government responded. The example of government response is there. And so it doesn't matter what you say or what you try to convince people of and how frustrated they are. At the end of the day, they can comfortably knowing that it is going to be done because this government has a track record of restoring lives of Vincentians affected by storm and disasters, and our lives will be no different.
Better late than never.
Have a good day, buddy. Have a good day, buddy.
See ya.
Whatever you want.
All the best until we link again, my brother.
Yeah, until we link again, buddy.
Yeah. Take it easy, always. Yeah. All right, let's go pay some bills quickly, and then we come right back. Any word from Kongso? I guess we'll go all the time. Until.
It doesn't matter your race,
age,
sex,
sexual orientation.
Let's go! Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Ain't got no one that back calling me splurge. Why me jump right off the curb?
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling now. Bend that over, let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
For 40 years, we've refined the rhythm of beer, mastering the balance of bold and smooth, crafting flavors that echo through SVG. Between the limes and the laughter, we've carried our expertise across the Caribbean, one brew at a time, perfecting the process, deepening the craft, learning what makes beer not just tasted, but felt. And now, with all that we've learned, we bring you what's next. The next wave of refreshment, the next chapter in our story, the next taste to define a generation, not just another drink. This is the extension of who we are, the next experience, the next icon, imagined and brewed right here at home. It's not just what's next for us, it's what's next for you. It's what's beyond expectations. Own it, define it, make your mark. Hyrule next. This is the extension of passion, of possibility. Hyrule next. The future of beer. Made in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by the hands that have mastered the craft for 40 years.
Lanes, the family store for value.
Plain talk. Plain talk with Jumo Thomas.
So much things to say right now.
All you talk now on OMG.
It's that time of the morning. We're being joined by Council Jomo Thomas. Welcome back, Council. Apparently still on vacation. That's all good. It's all good. Welcome.
Good morning, Fuji.
Morning.
Good morning to your listeners. I want to talk about banks and I want to talk about insurance companies. And if I have time, I would say a little about the Human Development Index that my friend Sian seemed to be beating into the ground. But let's start with banks. An interesting development is occurring. It has been going on now for a few years, where homeowners, have been paying as part of their mortgage money to pay for an insurance. And a number of times, a number of persons have come to me, particularly when some development take place with their home, only for the bank to tell them that, oh, the insurance had not been paid. The bank apparently stopped taking the money for the insurance, and the homeowner, has been going on without adequate or any insurance at all on their home for months or sometimes years. The big problem with that is that the bank invariably never tells the homeowner that it is going to engage, it's going to curtail, it's going to stop collecting the money and paying it over to the insurance. So the homeowner never knows that this money is not being paid or that the bank is not paying the money because there has been no notice, no transparency at all. That is a big problem that I think the authorities need to pick up, because a number of people are ending up in a situation where they believe that their home is adequately insured, only to find out that their home is not insured. And I'm sure over the last 2 years or so, I must have had at least 10 persons coming into my office to raise the question about what is happening. So I just wanted to deal with that. I think the authorities need to pay attention to it. Maybe some of the parliamentarians need to do something in parliament so that when a bank, as part of a mortgage agreement, tells the insured that, look, you're paying this money and the insurance would be paid, that if the bank chooses to stop doing that, it must have full and complete disclosure. It must give notice to the insured that from here on in, you have to pick up this with the insurance company. So that's that point on the bank. And Fuji, before I go on, I want to apologize for yesterday, because I was on the move yesterday, and I did indicate that I may not be able to make it.
Oh yeah,
So,
share this show.
apologies to listeners who were anticipating me. And I was on the move on Monday as well. So those persons who were looking for my program on Monday evening, I could not do it. But here I am.
And we appreciate that. But
The next
Council,
point we want to make has to do with insurance companies. Because when the bank refuses to give the information to the insured, and then a development takes place, the insurance gleefully tells the insured, what the person who thought they were insured, well, look, your insurance is void because we have not collected the premium for 1 month, 5 months, a year and a half, whatever. But The larger problem with with insurance companies is this. Fuji, you or any number of Vincentians decide you're going to have a life insurance, or you decide you're going to have a home insurance. And when you go to get the policy, the insurance gives you a form which you have to fill out. So they may ask you, are you suffering from any of the following illnesses? And one of the biggest trap there is whether you are suffering from diabetes or hypertension. Two things. One, you may not be suffering from either of these at the time when you fill out the form. You may know that for a fact that you're not suffering, or that because you did not check, you have never gone to a doctor, the doctor says, oh, you know, Fuji, you have your blood pressure is off, or your sugar level is off. You may think, no, you're not suffering because you don't have the knowledge. But increasingly, we are seeing now, if you end up dying, the insurance is refusing to honor the policy on the ground that you did not do full disclosure. And they're claiming because you didn't do full disclosure, you are not entitled to the benefits of the insurance policy. Now, that is wrong on multiple levels. Firstly, if you, Fuji, have a life insurance or a home insurance, and you had it in 2015, and unfortunately, you die in 2025, there's no evidence at all. The insurance has no evidence at all that at the time when you took the insurance policy that you had hypertension or diabetes. But it uses because the first thing they do when you die, they ask for the death certificate. And once they see hypertension or diabetes, these are the main ones. I have not seen any denial of claims on others. They say that they're not honoring. Well, the first thing, before I go to that, that's a big problem there, because you may not have known at the time. But in addition to that, that is not the state of the law. The law is not that even whereas the law says you must have full and complete disclosure, even where there is no disclosure, even where you might have been coy and say, no, I'm not suffering from diabetes. The law is that the insurance company has to show that had it known that you were suffering from diabetes or from hypertension, it would have done one thing or the other thing. And those things are, one, it might have charged you a higher premium because you are quote unquote at risk, or it would have refused to issue the policy. So it is not merely them discovering, an insurance company discovering that you were suffering from an ailment. They have to show, and they have to bring expert evidence, which is the state of the law. They have to bring expert evidence to show that had they known, they would increase policy or deny the policy, refuse the policy. The other thing that has to do, and to see why this is such a scam, the other thing that has to do with this whole issue is, do you know the amount of people in St. Vincent and the Grenadines who suffer from diabetes and hypertension? Do you know the amount of people who are insured now who suffer from these ailments? So imagine if that were to be the basis upon which an insurance company is denying a policy. It means a lot of people in St. Vincent and the Grenadines could not be insured.
Why
A
they
lot.
don't send you to do a test? That they just ask you if you suffer from this.
I didn't hear that. I can't hear.
No, I was saying they don't ask you to do any tests or anything. They just ask if you suffer from.
All right, they give you the form to fill out.
Mm-hmm.
They give you the form to fill out. But my point is, even if they were to ask you to do a test and the doctor's report comes back, or the blood test or whatever you do comes back and says that you are hypertensive or diabetic, they have options: raise the premium or deny the issue. But even when they find out that you are indeed suffering from and may have died, one of the complications for your death may have been hypertension or diabetes, that is not a basis for them. And they are denying a whole lot of people. I know a current situation where a client of mine, husband insured the property, husband died. Part of the reason husband died of a heart attack on there is that he had diabetes and hypertension. The company, the bank, refuses to honor the policy where the insurance was that if something were to happen to this gentleman, the mortgage would be paid off. They're refusing to honor that on the ground that the insured, the husband in this case who died, had this ailment and did not disclose. The failure to disclose, and I want people to get this clearly, and once it arises for them to immediately go to a lawyer, the failure to disclose or the realization that the person died because of a particular ailment is not the legal standard. The legal standard is that the insurance must be able to demonstrate, and I repeat, they have to do it with expert evidence that had they known, they would deny the policy or increase
the premium.
So those are 2 points having to do with banks and insurance.
Valid information.
Right? Now, I have seen in the ULP column of the 7th, there was this big talk about St. Vincent on the cusp of becoming a force wall status. And I saw some of my friends in the ULP sending around, my good brethren Augustine Ferdinand, for example, sends around this Human Development Index showing that St. Vincent is moving up. Now, I'm not so sure who these guys think that they're going to convince with these things. So St. Vincent moved up ahead of Grenada. My friend who was sending around these things need to go to Grenada and see Grenada, or go to St. Lucia and see St. Lucia, or go to Antigua and see Antigua, unless they are hoping to prey on the ignorance of the population or the fact that many of us don't get a chance to travel.
Correct.
But you cannot tell people that they should be happy and satisfied with the state of healthcare in St. Vincent, or with the state of the amount of the salary that people get in St. Vincent. You can't do that and seriously convince anyone that you bring a hotel and halfway through the year, a significant percentage of the staff is laid off because tourism is seasonal But you tell the person is essentially probably working 6-7 months per year, but you tell them that, oh yeah, now you are moving up. The index is indicating that you are moving up. The United Nations index showed that we are now a middle-level country. And because we are listed as a middle-level country, we don't get the kind of assistance that we should get if we are a poor country. But it's fool's gold to celebrate the fact that you are a middle-level country when you know the kind of unemployment numbers we have, the kind of poverty numbers we have. And you celebrate being middle-level, you celebrate being that you're on the cusp. Which cusp? A cusp to what? A cusp to hell? In the cusp of first, do we understand what a first-level country is? I mean, I am now in Utah. If you, you can't compare it. It's like chalk and cheese. I don't even know what to say. But people bandy these things about, and the funny thing is to hear people, uninformed people, run with it and take it up as though they just scored, they just won St. Vincent, just won a gold medal or something, because somebody is saying that we are now on the cusp of a human development index showing we are going ahead of this country or that country or that country. Those are not things to celebrate. Well, we could celebrate them if we want, but they don't really touch and concern in a real way the lives of our people.
Correct. Because
people still suffer from serious health ailments. The clinics and hospitals are still in a state of deprivation. So I don't know why we celebrate those, but if some people want to do that, they can do that. But it's a little after 8. I have gone beyond my a minute or so beyond my time, so I'll stop there. That's my take for this morning.
Until we meet again, Council, take care.
Until we meet again. That's next.
Enjoy
Monday.
what's left of your trip abroad as well.
Yeah, man. I should be a little for a few more days.
All right, then. Good. Enjoy. Be safe.
All the best, brother.
All right, let's do this and we come right back.
OMG in the morning, lighting up SVG on Boom 106.9.
We giving you the best throwback.
I love it.
On 106.9.
Do you take this man for your lawful husband? Yes, I do. And do you take this lady for your lawful wife?
Yes, I do.
I'm getting married in the morning. Ding dong, you hear the church bell ring. She have me yellow baby, and I'm gonna mind it. So take me to the church on time. But you me man, say if you think I'm sexy, your little girl reach out and touch me. If you really need me, your little girl reach out and tell me. And give me your loving, give me your loving. Don't forget about the all-night squeeze. Don't forget about the hugging and teasing. I'm getting married in the morning. Ding dong, you hear the church bell ring. I'm getting divorced in the evening. Both Bob Susan get a lot of beating. Why? Me give her plenty money to look after me yellow baby. So take me to the family court and time. But listen man, me dress up in a jacket, me dress up in a tie. As me reach a court, the girl a tell lie. The judge say, I know you never loved that guy. They tell me your Anna why she married I and I. Put her in the kitchen to fry some chicken. Put her in the kitchen to boil some rice. When me see where she do me bad Jesus Christ. She burn up the chicken and go curry the rice. I'm getting divorced in the evening.
Hey, that's some yellow man in the morning time, man. That's the reality of some people these days, and I'm married to the divorce tomorrow. Yeah. We're gonna pay some bills. And then we come back and we chit chat for A little bit. Antonia, good morning. Antonia says she's waiting for the invitation, Shady. Hey, let's go do this and we come right back. Keep it locked inside.
Old people say, no run down bus and no run down woman. Cause when you get left, the whole wide world will be laughing at you. Me now watch no face, just a cut and clear. Yes, me I move on through. To all the people that wish me good, your blessing be unto you. Make them go on, them not go nowhere. Make them go on right here, them a stay. Make them go on, them soon overturn. Make them go on, them must get burned.
Throwback Thursday.
Let's go! Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Don't got no one that back calling me splurge. Why me jump right off the curb?
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we telling all.
Bend that over, let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
For 40 years, we've refined the rhythm of beer, mastering the balance of bold and smooth, crafting flavors that echo through SVG. Between the limes and the laughter, we've carried our expertise across the Caribbean, one brew at a time, perfecting the process, deepening the craft, learning what makes beer not just tasted, but felt. And now, with all that we've learned, we bring you what's next. The next wave of refreshment, the next chapter in our story, the next taste to define a generation, not just another drink. This is the extension of who we are, the next experience, the next icon, imagined and brewed right here at home. It's not just what's next for us, it's what's next for you. It's what's beyond expectations. Own it, define it, make your mark. Hyrule next. This is the extension of passion, of possibility. Hyrule next. The future of beer. Made in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by the hands that have mastered the craft for 40 years.
This isn't just a run. With each step begins a new journey.
a journey of determination, persistence, and self-discovery. With each step, I embark on a quest to push myself beyond expectations, beyond standards. Each stretch, a reminder of the flexibility of the human spirit. With each step, I am breaking barriers. As I push to the finish, I'm filled with pride, not just for what I've achieved today, but for the journey that has brought me here. This isn't just a run, it's a testament to the human spirit, and I am here for it. Island Sips, beyond standards, beyond expectations, beyond water.
Meet Mom. She's not just the wake up at the crack of dawn, make breakfast and pack bags kind of mom. She also gets her fitness game on. Yeah, she's the don't let anyone forget anything kind of mom. At the same time, she's the runs her own business, closing deals kind of mom, who finds time to get down and boogie with the kids after school, remodel the house, bake cake, host dinner, and even play her favorite game at the end of the day kind of mom. So let's celebrate Mom, because to us, she's so much more.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. "85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
For that.
The sound setter of radio.
Young got no one that back calling me splurge. Why me jump right off the curb?
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody, and we're telling all.
Bend that over, let that breathe, shake that.
Boom 106.9.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 106.9.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
On Boom 1069.
Oh, what a night. Boys look good and they are out of sight. Vegas stepped to me and said, alright. What a party, what a night.
Oh, what a night. Oh, what a night. Oh, what a night. I slipped out, left my woman in bed waiting for me. I slipped out, left my woman in bed waiting for me. She want me to stay home and fulfill her fantasy. But I heard about a place, and with no time to waste, you know me dep on the nookie hunting from you looking at me face. She mad man, all of the gal them dep on the scene. Anyway the gal them there, you know we have to roping. We not join no kitchen man team. We are working well of the gal them not the housing scheme. For in a yard man passing, everybody get this guy higher, that's a my great dream. At the gal fantasy, walking on the mountain street.
Oh, what a night. Boys look good and they are out of sight. Vegas stepped to me and said, alright. What a party, what a night.
We'll go in for a little bit after this one. We got about 12 minutes before Mr. Weeks joins us.
I got a little money to burn. Alright. I gotta get laid, gotta find me a sexy girl. Okay, that's it. You ready?
Roll the boat, roll the boat, roll the boat, you know, roll the boat now. Signal the plane on the signal the plane, jump. Signal the plane on the signal the plane now. Parachute, 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 parachute now. Pon the river, pon the bank, pon the river, pon the bank. Hey, give them a run, wanna give them a run, yo. Give them a run, wanna give them a run, yeah. Give them a run, wanna give them a run, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey,
I want you to be. And she's dancing right now. And is dancing right now. Truth Seekers on the inside. Let's go, let's go. Good morning, my brother. Welcome. Hello. I got it. Did I? Yeah, I got it. Hello. Okay. So maybe I didn't. But feel free to call us back, my brother. Okay, so why is it taking so long for restoration works down in Union Island? See, and say avoid the negative adjectives like shameful and disgraceful. What adjectives would you use? What adjectives should I use? The situation. No. Fair enough. See, and says he's never been to Carriacou. Because I was comparing how swiftly Carriacou rebuilt versus we still here picking up the pieces down in Union Island a whole year after Carriacou was able to do so 5 months after. Now, the population in Union Island, I would say, I would put it between 1,500 to 2,000. I ain't say it going past 2,000. And 2,000 is a stretch. Probably 1,800. If we want to even include the workers down there right now who went down after Beryl, I'll put it at probably 1,800. Carriacou, which is, in my view, probably about 4 or 5 times the size of Union Island. Sian. Vast difference. Carriacou is, I am certain, about 5 times the size of Union Island. So, how is it, going back to the question, how is it Carriacou was able to rebuild, especially the business community? 5 months after we were able to go down to Carriacou and shop. A whole year down past on Union Island, the business community is still struggling. Buildings are still there with tarpaulins. Why? How is it? Yes. It was just Carriacou, we could say that. For Grenada, for St. Vincent, We had Carriacou, we had some on Myro, we had some on Canawan, we had some on mainland. Beckway as well. So it was more difficult a task for the government here than the government in Grenada. Fair enough. But based on our assessment that was done, we received support. We received funding. We had hands-on help, financial help from even Waste. So let's zoom in only on Union Island. The question again is, with all the commitments, with all the support, with all the finances that we received for Union Island, how is it Waste was able to get that half done and the government a whole year after is still struggling to get their part done? There's still people on the mainland who still haven't received assistance. How? Why? It is shameful, Sian. Painful. It is disgraceful as well. And he also asked about or questioned whether or not it could be a case where, maybe in Carriacou, the businesses there, maybe homeowners there had insurance. Hence the reason why it was easier for them to rebuild in such a quick timing. That versus what's happening here in St. Vincent. So that could lend itself to another question. Is it that, so maybe they have insurance, so is it that they are able to afford insurance in Carriacou and in St. Vincent, more so in Union Island, we're not able to afford insurance, property insurance? There's so many questions. But the main question is, why are we still lagging behind with the rebuilding effort? I mean, oh God. Who else want to get inside of us up and let us know? Our relief money is turned into, I can't say that. I don't want proof of that. All they're trying to get me. Listen. Y'all ain't tying me up with that this morning. Let me see. What happened to all the donations that we got? All the that we received to rebuild homes in Union Island. What happened to all those monies? Your guess is as good as mine. Did we ever get a count on how much monies we received? Did we put a figure to even like the prefab homes come at a cost of what? Like the some other forms of assistance that I am certain that we can add, that we can place a value to. So overall, what level of assistance did we receive? Was it what we needed? Was it adequate to meet, all that we had to do? We don't know. Maybe we would never know. Probably that's the reason why the government had to go back to Parliament and seek for more financial assistance, because maybe all that we received wasn't enough to meet the demands of the work that we have to carry out. Perhaps. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. Asking Shady. Shady don't get back the house.
Shady.
That's it.
God. Just come and go. Shady? Yes? No?
Not yet.
What are some of the hold-ups? What is the issue?
I'm not sure. My mother is dealing with it.
Okay, and she's not?
She's down there.
Okay. Well, what are some of the things that they're saying to the people down inside there? I mean, the reasons why. Is it that they expect that you have to take the responsibility upon yourself and do your own thing? What is it?
I'm honestly not sure.
And here we are thinking that you would have been down there calling shots. Oh, man. All the monies we received from the World Bank Where all the money? Where's all the money? What is it? A whole year after and we still struggling, boy. I wonder if I could find back that video and we could put it up there so people could see that I am not lying. I'm not trying to put up or push a vibe for any. Is it that? I guess that would answer. I guess that would answer the question. Yeah, play. I guess that's what this is the answer to all the questions. This right here. Without a doubt. It's evident. Ah, jeez. Hold on, somebody want to get inside. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Fugitive.
Morning, welcome.
Yeah, good to hear your voice, man.
Man, yeah, good to be here, you know.
The reason why I'm calling, I hear you talking about what they're using the money to do. But a lot of them, what they're doing, they're using the money and fix their supporters' house who didn't even get damaged, because I know a lot of people.
We don't know that for a fact.
I know that. I know that.
But how you
yes,
know?
But I know that because I know people who have.
But you there in America? You there in America? How you know?
Say it again.
I say you there in America. How you know that they using the money?
Because I was down there.
And you see that for yourself?
I was down there, and I know some of my family who get house repairs who supporting ULP.
They tell you that
the hurricane.
They told you that they're supporting the ULP.
I know they're supporting the ULP. I know that for sure. You know? There's no question about it. These things I know.
But what you mean that they got assistance to rebuild the homes and they won't damage by the...
They repair their house and it didn't get damaged from the hurricane. I know that.
Maybe they got damaged from the volcano and it was better late than never.
All right, buddy. Thank you. Thank you for taking my call. Have a great day.
All right, then, my buddy. All right, then.
All right.
Thanks for calling. I don't know. I mean, we could only assume. What is it? Where all the money? Why is it a whole year after? I mean, yes, like I said, it's all well and good that we getting around to the prefab houses. I think that process started in April, so it's continuing. But I'm just thinking that it could be much faster than at the rate that we're going. There's still people who are living in other people's homes and apartments and guest houses and shelters, different forms of shelters. Kenson, you're gonna have to wait and call us back. We got Mr. Weeks now, so let's do Mr. Weeks and you call us back. Spencer, you're gonna have to wait. All right, you're gonna have to wait and call us back. Let's do Mr. Weeks. And then I take those calls after. We facilitate those calls after. All right. It's time for the most loved man on radio. His time is now.
Time to connect with the most loved man on radio. Sir Lancelot is in the building.
Brother Weeks, anytime you're ready, my buddy. I think that's Mr. Weeks there. Mr. Weeks, good morning.
Good morning, Fugitive.
Good morning, my brother. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, Shady.
Good morning, Mr. Weeks.
And the little one, happy birthday, little Shady. And to Shady Daddy. Greetings to all those who are listening to Boom at this time. Fugitive, do you mind me ask you a
question before I go into what I really intend to talk about?
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind.
Have you ever
Would you mind the answer that I would give?
have you ever constructed a house?
When you say constructed, like
Have
be
you been-
responsible for the construction of the house? Yes. Yes.
How long did it take?
How long?
Mm.
It was based on the time frame that we decided to work with because of we had to do it in phases based on the financial constraints that came with it.
Okay. So okay.
But that was by
But I
choice.
am-
That was by choice.
Yes. But I'm telling you, fugitive, that even with 100% finances in hand, it is difficult to construct a reasonable size house in 5 months in this country.
But most of the houses were not to be built from scratch. They were just repairs, mainly in some cases the roofs. How is it Mr. Waste was able to do it and we're not able to do it?
Mr. Waste had a dedicated team
And we didn't.
of foreigners, people who were here.
So bring in the foreigners. What you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, bring in the foreigners. If the locals not doing the work, we have work to be done. People need to go back into the homes. Bring in the foreigners. What you say?
Okay. So for us to believe that with everything destroyed in Karaku, and in 5 months, all of this was put back together.
No, I didn't say all. I didn't say all of it.
Normal.
I didn't say
The
all of
business
it.
can
I
decide.
said the main business areas, and we were able to go down to shop.
The listeners will decide for themselves.
Okay.
There is a lot of talk about the HDI, Human Development Index.
Okay, so everybody
The
pushing that this
forerun-
week. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead. Don't mind me. Go ahead.
The forerunner to the HDI was a simple measure using the GDP, or in some professionals refer it to it as the GNI. GDP, the gross national product, GNI, gross national income, or GNP, gross national product as well. All of them are very similar, but they're not exactly the same. But when you don't have one, you use the other one as a proxy, as a representation of what you're trying to evaluate.
Mr. Weeks, is it possible for you to like raise your volume a little bit more, please and thanks? Some people are complaining that they're not hearing.
Are you hearing me any better?
Not really, not by any.
Well, I don't know what's going on. It probably has to do with the system. It's a problem that I've been having for some time now. And because it's WhatsApp, you're able to use. I can't even change the device because this is the only device I use with WhatsApp.
Okay.
Anyway, I was saying that the forerunner to the GNI was to just use that economic measure, the GDP, and the GDP is the total goods and services produced in our country in a given year, in a geographical location, in our case, our country. And around the world, am I still on air? Hello?
Yes, you're there.
The
You're there.
music has been turned up. I don't know if that was deliberate.
No, it will not be deliberate, Mr. Weeks. We're trying to sort it out, whatever the issue is. All right?
Yes, so
Yeah, you go ahead.
they used to use the GDP and other such similar economic measures. And of course, it was not a true reflection of how people live. Because to produce goods and services, it does not mean that the persons living in that environment are enjoying a good quality of life or the best quality of life. And so to improve on that, the United Nations use a measure called the HDI, Human Development Index. And what they do, they use a number of different factors and they compute an index. And these factors are not just economic, they're economic, they're social, and probably cultural also. So you use things like the GDP as one input. You use the years of schooling, your how long you're expected to live. It's called the life expectancy at birth. How long the individual in that country is expected to live at birth. And they compute this index. And so it is assumed to be, it is taken as a better comparison about countries and how the population in those countries live. It is clear. You don't have to, it's not rocket science to see that the expected years, the average intention will go to school now has increased significantly since 2005. That is given. We know the number of persons that have been accessing tertiary education, both at the undergraduate and graduate level. There has been a significant increase in that. And even at the lower end, it is accepted now and it is given now that when you have a child, you expect that child to go to school at 3 years. Some go to 3.5. We call it all kind of name, nursery, preschool. It is school. The children are taught, they may not be taught, or it is not expected them to be taught to read and write, but they are taught and they're prepared to learn when they go into the other levels of schooling. So as a result, between 2005 and now, the average Vincentian child is expected to spend about 16, 17 years in school. That's what it is. I want to go back a little bit to the GDP. You can take the GDP and you divide it by the population, total population of the country. And that is referred to as your per capita GDP. And it is used as a representation of what persons are earning in our country. You see, when we hear these things and there's certain information that we don't have, and especially when we're speaking to a particular demographic, sometimes we make the mistake of wrong conclusion. Because the GDP per capita is sometimes compared with wages earned in our country, and then the argument is made that something is wrong with the GDP per capita. No, nothing is wrong with it. It's just that we who are speaking about it do not understand fully what it means. You see, GDP, as I said, is the total goods and services produced in our country. And therefore, in economic theory, it can represent the output in the country, the total output in the country, because that is what produced. It can represent the total expenditure in that country, because it is assumed that total goods and services are paid for, and therefore that's what you spend. It can also be interpreted, and it is referred to as the total income earned in our country. Because if you produce that and you sell it, that's the total income you earn in the country. Now, total income is not necessarily total wages. Total income include profits. That's what the business people make. It includes rent. It includes wages. So that when you take that figure and you divide it by the population, what you're getting is not the average wage but the average income, and there's a fundamental difference between them. But in order to make comparison, you use it because it is standard. It can be standardized around countries. Now, how and who produce these figures? These figures come from several different sources. For example, the Ministry of Education published their figures annually. The statistical department will collect information on the GDP and on a number of other areas. These figures are interrogated by the professionals that come in here from overseas, whether they come from the IMF, they come from the East Caribbean Central Bank, or they come from the World Bank. They are interrogated because these professionals come with their expectation, and they have an idea in their mind. They come knowing in their minds what the figures ought to be, and you have to go through your worksheet with them. Sometimes you have to take them to see the evidence to convince us if there's a difference between what they have and what you have. And that is why very often you see projected figures are given, then it becomes an estimated figure. And then later on, when it has gone through all this interrogation, it becomes the final figure. So sometimes when we talk about people sitting at a desk and putting information together, we are doing a disservice to people who work hard, because getting data in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and most small societies around the world, it's very difficult. There are those who complain about unemployment. But you see, very often I say they're speaking to a demographic that does not exist. Now, if the NISA in June 2025, we had 46,000 persons paying NIS. I don't know that person who not working will go and pay NIS. Most of the persons who pay NIS is deducted from their wages and paid over to the NIS. So we can doubt the figures all we want, and we can throw cold water in them, and we can speak about them with a lot of sarcasm and very disparaging ways. But at the end of the day, the people who exist in this situation will understand the situation that they live in. And very often, that's why our message do not get where we intend it to go, because the people we are speaking to do not exist. I spend a lot of time listening because that's what I love to do. And as I go out, listeners, this is a commercial radio station. And I leave it there for now. Thank you for having me, Fuji.
Thank you for being here, Mr. Weeks. Until next week.
Yes.
All right, take it easy. Take good care of yourself. All right, let's go. Shady definitely needs to bring the message home. So let's bring that message, answer that question, pay some bills, and we come back and we take some calls. Shift gears for a little bit. Let's go, let's go. Where all the money there? All the monies we keep getting left, right, and center. Money from here, money from there. Where is the money being spent?
Every Friday. They calling me, King Jumby, waiting for me. Crazy, it's Boboli, them Boboli. Come here want me, do with me money. The pocket empty. Cause all the money. I say it in the hairy bank, all the money gone. In the hairy bank, all the money there.
Throwback Thursday.
Parents, are you ready to give your kids the best summer ever?
Let's go! Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Young got no money back calling me splurge. Why me jump right off the curb?
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling now.
Bend that over, let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
Can you not have an orgasm for that?
For 40 years, we've refined the rhythm of beer, mastering the balance of bold and smooth, crafting flavors that echo through SVG. Between the limes and the laughter, we've carried our expertise across the Caribbean, one brew at a time, perfecting the process, deepening the craft, learning what makes beer not just tasted, but felt. And now, with all that we've learned, we bring you what's next. The next wave of refreshment, the next chapter in our story, the next taste to define a generation, not just another drink. This is the extension of who we are, the next experience, the next icon, imagined and brewed right here at home. It's not just what's next for us, it's what's next for you. It's what's beyond expectations. Own it, define it, make your mark. Hyrule next. This is the extension of passion, of possibility. Hyrule next. The future of beer. Made in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by the hands that have mastered the craft for 40 years.
This isn't just a run. With each step begins a new journey. A journey of determination, persistence, and self-discovery. With each step, I embark on a quest to push myself beyond expectations, beyond standards. Each stretch, a reminder of the flexibility of the human spirit. With each step, I am breaking barriers. As I push to the finish, I'm filled with pride. Not just for what I've achieved today, but for the journey that has brought me here. This isn't just a run. It's a testament to the human spirit, and I am here for it. Island Sips, beyond standards, beyond expectations, beyond water.
Meet Mom. She's not just the wake up at the crack of dawn, make breakfast and pack bags kind of mom. She also gets her fitness game on. Yeah, she's the don't let anyone forget anything kind of mom. the same time, she's the runs her own business closing deals kind of mom who finds time to get down and boogie with the kids after school, remodel the house, bake cake, host dinner, and even play her favorite game at the end of the day kind of mom. So let's celebrate mom, because to us, she's so much more.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. "85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you."
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
The natural place to be. This is the Rude Boy Kurt along with the original ABC. Now come down and sing about the country.
One of my favorite ones. Get up and dance right now. Get up and dance. We got room for about 2 calls before it's 9 o'clock. Who wanna get in? Try your best to get in now. We take 2 and then we cross over inside 9 o'clock in the meantime.
SVG, my homeland. You gave me no mansion, no gold, no diamond. Yet I love you a million. All the things that you have to offer is more than my heart's desire. Lovely beach, tropical breeze, always there, within my reach. I love you, SVG.
The street of the island. That's the only reason why we fight, you know. The only reason why we get up and we argue for a better St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Why? That's what we're talking about. And I don't dance. And I don't dance. I can't even dance.
Such beauty, such splendor.
Yeah.
Can live my
I just rock side to side like when you did church Sunday morning.
anywhere.
The overs.
You got love and you got peace. From La Soufrière to the Grenadines. I love you, SVG. My sweet little nation, SVG. I love you, SVG. Home of the blessed SVG. St. Vincent
And the Grenadines. 400. Let's go again. No. I wanted to move over for a little bit on this one. The Black Sands Resort. I mean, we've heard from one story to the other story to a next story. All kind of stories. We can go as far back in the days of Sir Louis, where I think it was, I'm certain that it was 9,000. Isn't it the same number of jobs they're promising again as it relates to these same Black Sands resorts? 9,000 jobs back in the days of Sir Louis. Even before the 2020 general elections, Vincentians, or more so, the constituents of Central Leeward were promised that 9,000 jobs were coming via based on the introduction or the coming on stream of the Black Sands Resort. Years after, I remember one time it was said, oh, you know, because of COVID, somebody pick up COVID and they can't travel. But 2 weeks after, they would be here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And that came from the horse's mouth. I ain't gonna say which one of the horse, but that came from the horse's mouth. Give them 2 weeks and they will be here, and construction would be restarted. And that was based on word from one of the horses. Right? Nothing. I remember again, even before the last general elections, that time it was it was during Parliament before the elections. We were told again that work is being carried out. They have work down there right now. They're painting, they're putting in windows, they're whitewashing. That came from another horse. In Parliament, am I to conclude that they lied to us over and over and continue to lie to us as it relates to what's happening with or what happened with the Black Sands Resort? I mean, where are we? No, we're hearing that the government has finally pulled the plug on the Black Sands Resort. And from what also was shared is that beaches would be taking over. A project at the construction cost of $375 million US dollars. I guess we could break it down to $1 million US dollars per room, because they're saying that it would be a 375 room resort at Peters Ho. All right. Remember, Pace Developments, they're the ones who were in charge of that project. Now, what? I mean, we had so many excuses as to why construction never restarted on this particular project. One of the questions that jump out is when it comes to due diligence and the background checks on these people, these foreign investors that we allowed to come in. And I mean, so what happened? I mean, we didn't even come back and say to the 9,000 prospects who were waiting on these jobs. We didn't even come back and apologize to them and say, well, boy, you know, things went south and just be a little longer. This is the situation. I know you had your hopes up high. Some of you could have gone off in the army, but you decided to stick around and wait because of love of country, and nothing was said. Now we coming wrong again, full circle, election time again, and we promising another 9,000 jobs. Same project, different company. I mean, what do we do? What do we do with these things? Come on. Now they're saying that the plug was pulled on Pace Developments because of, let me quote it so I don't misquote anybody. It said that they had challenges including COVID, the COVID pandemic. All right, everybody went through that, and the volcanic eruptions. How did the volcanic eruptions of April 2021 affected Pace Developments from continuing with their construction? I just wondering minds would like to find out, how did the volcanic eruption affect Pace Developments with continuing their construction of Black Sands Resorts? I'm happy, yes, yeah. I'm not a spoiled sport. I am happy that Sandals Beaches, they're going to be taking over. Whoop-de-doo. Yeah, so those who were promised jobs, they're going to get their jobs, and so on and so forth. All right? I mean, great news. Marriott is going to be over on the other side of Peters Hope. Great things are happening. Entertainment, construction industry is booming. It's booming. All right. Things are happening. Jobs are being promised. Hope we get past them being just a promise. But it's good to know that yes, Sanders going to be taking over. Not to show what the arrangements are, what the agreement that they signed on to, and so on and so forth. Ah, boy. But, and it seems as though Sanders is going to do far more than what Pace had planned to do with the resort down inside here, because if we go back to 2017, they said that it would have cost the company about 60 million for the construction of that project, the Black Sands Resort. It was expected to cost $60 million. Back then, they said that Joseph Romano of Pace Developments told Eyewitness News the company had about half of the $60 million that the construction of the project was expected to cost. So in 2017, they had half. So is it that they couldn't come up with the other half? They ran into financial problems, and what is it? Do we hold on to the COVID and the volcanic eruption excuse that we were given, instead of assuming that they couldn't come up with the rest money? But that too is another question, and we're supposed to ensure that there's some guarantee that if you say, well, boy, we want to come in and invest and construct this property at this amount of money, that you actually have that amount of money to ensure that the project sees completion. Because remember, you're basing a whole lot of promises based on the word that comes from these people. And if they aren't able to fulfill what they promise, then you are not able to fulfill what you promise. And guess who suffers in the end? Just wondering. Good morning. Wait, it's inside night shady. You didn't even tell me.
Good morning, Fuji.
Morning, welcome.
Fuji, you believe that nonsense with the ULP, with all the like?
Why you calling it nonsense? You can't call it nonsense. Things happen. Things happen.
Every election year, over and over. That is the cycle. Galvanize, lumber, cement. They're going to build this, they're going to build that. And when after election, if they win election, everything rests down the millions of dollars done spent, and everything rests back down there. I call it nonsense. That is nonsense. Just because they're trying to bamboozle people. These people is, I call father and son, Bill and Mill. Because when they get in the house, they can only talk about billion and million.
Boy.
Bill and Mill.
Listen.
Yeah.
I put on my red shirt today because I try in my hand to get one of those prefab houses. I'm not going to allow you to call the people them thing nonsense. All right?
Nonsense. It's made nonsense.
Don't call it nonsense.
And Alexi, and when you talk about Carriacou is much bigger than Union.
By far, my brother. I don't understand. I mean, it was amazing that Sian said that he did, even though you've never been there. A little geography in school would tell you that, would have given you that information since in primary school, that Carriacou is much larger than Union Island.
Yeah, but Fuji, that only to tell you how much these people lying.
Man, don't say they're lying. Sian says stay away from the negative adjectives. All right?
Yeah.
Don't describe it as lying. Don't describe them as liars.
You know about St. Vincent and the Grenadines and how you don't know where the Carriacou. Carriacou bigger than Union and how much people they got. Eh? And all kind of thing. They just coming on radio. That's why I tell you when they done, they wipe the corner of them out. They lie. Like body.
All right then, my buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
11 years, young people better be careful with them and know what they're doing. Time for them to go, man.
All right. Okay, take it easy. Hope I get one of those prefab houses before they leave, though. I'm just saying. Shady, call a shot for me now, please and thanks. I promise I'll paint it in red. Morning, Future Standards presently cut workers working time. They only working 3 days a week. They don't want to lay off workers because it will make the government look bad. I don't know. I honestly don't know how to respond to this because I am aware that usually, I don't know what was promised by the hoteliers, but I know usually there's a down period when it comes to the tourist season. And I am thinking that maybe Sandals is not void of this. They too would experience a down period. And if it's a situation where they're not probably totally laying off workers but cutting down the days, boy, I'm going to use this phrase loosely. It's better than nothing. I'm just saying, I don't know all the preambles that are associated with this. I don't know. But I'm just saying, I know that most hotels would experience a down period. Maybe Sandals is also experiencing a down period. If it's a case where they're not totally laying off all the workers, but you cut in a few days, but you're still there, boy, give thanks. That's my take on that. All right, my brother, welcome, my buddy. Morning.
Good morning, my brother Fuji.
Morning.
You notice I shout your first and I shout in the food warrior over there. I am not shouting the food warrior over there.
What's up?
Steady morning. I'm good, man. I'm good. You see, Fuji, a couple things. Sometimes, and let me just say this quickly on what Mr. Weeks said this morning. What did Mr. Weeks say that we didn't say yesterday? And with all of what he said, he just basically said what we said, that at the end of the day, the figures of them that we get this are the bogus story done. Anyway.
But you realize you realize that it seems as though across the board they're pushing that HDI narrative all week. So it's like an orchestrated effort. This week, 1 week it would be CBI. This week is HDI.
Yeah, of course it is.
Next week would be I.
Of course it is. Listen, remember, and I am happy that he mentioned something this morning. The demographic that they're speaking to doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you picked up on that part.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I was like, wow, he said that.
Thank you very much. Now, before I get to how much we got for rebuilding and all of those things, you just mentioned something about the Black Sands thing down there. So now, some years ago, Fuji, I was called by a friend of mine in Canada. She's actually a indoor decorator, right? And she said, "Ken, I need some information." She said, "I have some people up here who invested with a company." So is there a Pace company, a Black Sun something going on in St. Vincent? All the time, the thing done dead. Basically done dead, right? And I said to her, well, I see they have, I must say about 6 to 8 thing shell or something over there that build a long time on there. And apparently from the information that I got, this was almost something another Ames.
Boy.
This was like another Ames something.
Somebody raised that even before the construction got started, and they shoot it down one time. That was raised already, But give them the benefit of the doubt.
No, I'm not, because the information that I got out of Canada, it seems to be another Ames story.
Well,
That's
boy,
what it seems.
They say that how is because of COVID and the volcanic eruption. Why the project?
Remember now, one person out of an entire $1 billion company got sick and the thing couldn't continue. You remember that excuse too? One person.
We're talking about Royal Mills. You're talking about?
Well, you leave me alone, eh?
It's right there. I was going
You
next.
leave me.
Right there. I was going next. You know.
I find it just follow me too closely.
Yeah, boy.
I find it just follow me too closely.
Yeah.
One person
company
sick. Got sick. One person.
No, they say the one person sick, and because the one person sick, they have sibling rivalry.
They have
sibling rival. Man, Kenson, we on the thing, you know. We on the thing.
You see, and these are the kind of things. And again, I'll resort to what Mr. Weeks said this morning. The demographic they're speaking to doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. So
you mean the foolish generation that the Bible spoke of?
Thank you very
foolish
much.
Generation.
See, it seem like you start to put. I have to tell Pastor Richards look out for you because it seems like you want to take over a job.
I trying my best. Don't mess it up for me, Kenson. I trying my best to get one of those prefab houses. Don't mess it up for me.
I see that. I
have my red, nice red T-shirt. Don't mess it up.
I have a question for you.
What is that?
I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
With the prefab house, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Huh? It can't be credit, right? Kenson, hurry up and come back. Maybe. All right. So probably let's go with the ads all the time. Kenson, let's go with the ads all the time, and then you call back. All right. Let's go with the ads all the time.
We giving you the best throwback.
I love it.
Let's go.
Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Ain't got no one that back calling me splurge. Why me jump right off the curb?
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling now.
Bend that over, let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
For that.
For 40 years, we've refined the rhythm of beer, mastering the balance of bold and smooth, crafting flavors that echo through SVG. Between the limes and the laughter, we've carried our expertise across the Caribbean, one brew at a time, perfecting the process, deepening the craft, learning what makes beer not just tasted, but felt. And now, with all that we've learned, we bring you what's next. The next wave of refreshment, the next chapter in our story, the next taste to define a generation, not just another drink. This is the extension of who we are, the next experience, the next icon, imagined and brewed right here at home. It's not just what's next for us, it's what's next for you. It's what's beyond expectations. Own it, define it, make your mark. Pyroon next. This is the extension of passion, of possibility. Pyroon next. The future of beer. Made in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by the hands that have mastered the craft for 40 years.
This isn't just a run. With each step begins a new journey. A journey of determination, persistence, and self-discovery. With each step, I am back on a quest to push myself beyond expectations, beyond standards. Each stretch, a reminder of the flexibility of the human spirit. With each step, I am breaking barriers. As I push to the finish, I'm filled with pride. Not just for what I've achieved today, but for the journey that has brought me here. This isn't just a run. It's a testament to the human spirit, and I am here for it. Island Sips, beyond standards, beyond expectations, beyond water.
Meet Mom. She's not just the wake up at the crack of dawn, make breakfast, and pack bags kind of mom. She also gets her fitness game on. Yeah, she's the don't let anyone forget anything kind of mom. At the same time, she's the runs her own business, closing deals kind of mom, who finds time to get down and boogie with the kids after school, remodel the house, bake cake, host dinner, and even play her favorite game at the end of the day kind of mom. So let's celebrate Mom, because to us, she's so much more.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Young got no one that back calling me splurge. Why me jump right off the curb?
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody, and we tellin' now. Bend that over, let that breathe, shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
She loves me, the way that she touch me, and the way that she carry on. She knows that it turns me on. She knows that I love her, the way that I touch her, and I know that it turns her on. The way that I carry on. Yeah, yeah. So baby girl, I'm gonna dress. I know you like it when I give you rough. Bend over, let me hold it from your neck. Be off and let me get upset. I bet you know what's gonna come next. No play, no kiss, no caress. Up on my shoulder where you gonna put it. We're gonna have the best makeup. Hey, the way that she touch me, the way that she carry on. She knows that it turns me on. She knows that I love her, the way that I touch her, and I know that it turns her on. The way that I carry on. Yeah, yeah. Then I'ma give you what you want now, mama. Don't you make you scream? No bother with the drama. Don't tell me to rip it, cause I'm gonna give you a views from Sujakama.
Hey, we got 24 minutes inside 9 o'clock.
The best night of your life, best night.
We're getting ready to go back on the inside. The way that she
touch me, the way that she carry on.
Oh, that I love her, the way that I can see it, everybody.
You're telling lies because you're not get the house yet. You forget the house
walking
and
on it.
thing for sure. She that you love. She
I'm
like.
walking on it. I'm walking on it. She don't need. Listen, she gonna love me whether or not I get the house. You understand? Whether I get the house or not, she knows my heart.
Now let me tell Shady to play the Black Stallion girl, you know.
Which one?
Eh? You might get hand careful, and me know you guys say you're freedom. So watch yourself. Watch yourself.
Oh my God!
And to get the house, you know, I asked you. I was asking you before. I was cut off a while ago. How big is the truck that you have to move the house?
How big is the truck that I have? Well, boy,
Yes.
they said that we moving them in parts.
No. You're telling lies again. Man, after me done say me I go ordain you as a pastor this morning, you want the right track. You gone down the road.
So how are they being moved? How are they being transported?
Well, you may want to have a talk with Mr. Oran the Brewster. Because apparently houses are going to be put up at Arnesville where they are out at the tarmac and moved.
Like the complete I didn't get that. I am thinking
Well,
that
that is
like
what I got.
they would be like erected like each side, and then you move them like let me call it slabs. They would be moved in slabs.
These
so you have 4 slabs each corner.
Eugene,
yes?
I don't put it one bit past these people, for even though if it's 1 or 2. To put up these houses in full and get a truck and drag it through tongue, hold up traffic just for people to see a spectacle.
But so what size house you talking about then? Is matches box you talking about?
Don't know,
Which
brother.
road is? So
I don't know.
So you're moving them on boat then? So you're going to transport them via the sea from one port to the next?
You see, and this is why I brought this up. So this is saying 2 things to me, right? It is saying, 1, Grenadines not going to see much of those houses.
Why? Wait a minute, but they are the ones who were most in need of these houses, especially Union Island.
Do you remember a quote? Do you remember a quote that says
Don't let me get vexed with you this morning, now, man.
Let me ask you a question. You remember a quote that says, "I have an election to win"?
Yes.
If you, Fuji, know.
Even if I go in the bar and drink strong rum, even though I can't drink strong rum.
Thank you very much.
I will drink the strong rum because I have a...
So if my personal health doesn't even matter to me more than an election, do you think that some people in a place where I know for sure it's not possible for me to win, I'm going to sacrifice my election for them? I will just come up with another excuse for you. The other thing is this, right, Fuji? And I will place a bet with you right here and air.
Right.
How much you want to bet majority of those houses staying on mainland?
Man, no. I know the one that
you're not going to answer me. You listen to me. You're betting or not? Yes or no?
I'm going to bet yes. Let me see. Wait, hold on. I have $5 in my pocket. So I bet on you $5.
Me have 10. Me have 10. Me I go double.
No, Kenson. Shady, let me borrow 5.
I go hold him money.
Right.
I hold in all the money.
Kenson, the majority of those houses will be shipped down to Union Island, whether in slabs or whole houses. But how they go? They can't move them by. They can't move the entire house.
You're working hard. You're working hard for the house.
Yeah, I have to. Red shut and all.
Jeez, boy.
I'm thinking that like long ago, like when you have the wooden houses. You know, and you take them down by the sides and you transport them by the sides. That is how I picture them moving them to the various locations.
Me too.
That's how I have it. That's how I picture it.
But when I go back and listen to Mr. Brewster, me I put myself in doubt. But anyway.
Maybe he don't even know what he's talking about. Maybe that's the case.
You're telling me, you, Fuji, no, you are getting me vexed.
Right.
You want to convince me that the entire minister, the whole minister of housing and so forth, don't know what you're talking about?
Perhaps.
Listen to me, man.
Isn't it possible?
Don't get me vexed this morning, no. Don't make it look like Mr. Fight the house.
You heard the person who spoke on the port? You get the impression that she knows what she's talking about? Okay, I should, Kenson, you drive me out. You're going. You see, I just lose a few points. I just lose a few points on the house there, brethren.
No. The thing is, you want me to go and come like Doc Holiday in Tombstone and pull my guns now. That is what you want me to do. Because you want me to get into the realms of money now.
Jeez. The money.
No.
You know. Wait. Before you go there. Somebody says, I got to understand the investor for Black Sun Resort is a fraud. Well, who don't know? And the Marriott Hotel going Peters Hope and Sanders going private Mount Twin. Sanders taking over the Black Suns Resort and Marriott going on the other side.
Let me stay in this vein for 1 minute, Fuji. That same vein there. Just 1 minute. Do Vincentians realize, first question I have to ask, are we going to get more money now from Sandals for those lands?
You heard the part that I said that I don't know what agreement was made or what we signed on to?
Well, here's something. Let me tell you something that already signed and delivered. And let me tell you how I could tell you that. I shared a video about 2 months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, where one of the heads of Sandals was in a symposium somewhere. I can't remember where they were. And he was talking about that beaches resort. And you know what he said? He said, I'm certain that the government of St. Vincent is going to give us this land.
Women give like how? Give as in, hey, take it.
Well,
give us in like...
When you listen to the Prime Minister now, tell about $1 million. Put on the way we're talking about, now, hey, take it.
Give us in like Reno, hey, take it. Like, so you mean?
That was.
Give us in like rainforest. Hey, take it.
Because Fuji, well, that is what keep on saying when it comes to these people. And we have to keep asking questions. Because here you have lands that were about $36 million. Right? Was their worth. And the government sold them for $7.
Boy.
And now you come back that another multi-billion-dollar entity wants to come who already getting all
kind of concessions
that you could think about. And they coming now to open something else again and we still not going to get nothing. We not real Billy Button. Watch me. It's one of two things, Fuji. Either one, St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the government are Billy Button and we just love charity and we love to give. That is number one. And number two, we are some real wicked, corrupt, nasty, behind the scenes, taking under the table people running this country. Because you can't tell me, OG, you cannot tell me that you have a company coming into a country and you keep on, and this is what I can't understand. The government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines don't argue and cuss for the people on behalf of the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines like how they cuss for these entities, you know. Because they're telling you, when Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves was asked the question, he was asked blatantly, he said, the journalist asked him, so how is it that these entities coming in here and getting all of this, you know what I mean, all of these concessions and so on. You know what he said? Their investment is significant. How their investment come your problem? Yes, you will give some things, yes, I don't say no.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But oh God, you give them all?
Boy, you give them, you understand it?
You give them everything?
You know,
and listen now, but let me just make this point. The point remains that when they come, what they get, they own. Which means that is another part of what belongs to us as citizens. Right. Where yes. Citizenship is the highest order of the land, and citizenship means something. It means that you keep on doing what the colonialists did. Where they tell we hold the Bible, close your eye, and then they take the land and leave it with the paper.
You know,
and that is look.
What I was gonna say is, you know, you realize every time, every chance that we get for Vincentians to make something off of these foreign investment that we keep getting involved in. Every time we get a chance to make something as a people, as a nation, from these foreign investment, we give it away to them for nothing.
Of course.
And, so the only ones who winning from these are the investors and whoever getting kicked back.
You know what is worse? It's the fact that we're even allowing them to put nothing in the treasury, give them all the concessions, and you know, put the terms wide, where you say they will get concessions on everything pertaining to their business, but not specify which part of the business and what the business is. So even though they expand out of stone into farming, out of stone into farming, and then into being the middleman for buying produce.
Even if they want to bring in heavy equipment and resell them.
There you go. You know what I mean? Even though they want to come now and compete with our fishing sector here, our fish market.
With our supermarkets as well.
And supermarkets. We don't care. And so Vincentian sit down and allowing Ralph Gonsalves and the ULP, because when he allowed, when they reopened, and you notice I call the name, and I go tell you why I call the name. When they reopened the marketing corporation force, no mercy. You know what he said? I still had a record in the two. He say opening them to kill who? People like Graves. Note he opened it to kill the local ones of them now, who employing the majority of the people, who now hold a responsibility to St. Vincent, who paying the taxes. Who put in something in the treasury? Want to kill those. But let me continue. So, as I said, just like how in 2021, while the volcano erupting and Vincentians are run helter-skelter to try to save their life, they're behind the scenes signing contract with Reno.
I wonder if that is why you remember that it took them a while because of some cabinet meeting that was being held for them to give the go-ahead for persons to evacuate.
All right.
I wonder if it's that is what really took up the time.
And remember days before they already got the thing to say, oi, tell the people to move.
Yes.
Yeah? So while they allowing Vincentians to die, they were there signing things behind. And it's no stretch of the imagination in my book, listen to me carefully, that possibly they wanted the people to dead so they would have given more land.
Wow.
It is no stretch of the imagination to me. Yeah? Because I'll tell you something, what they are doing to this country economically and to the people is tantamount to murder. Yeah, it is tantamount to murder. That is why I keep on telling people, I vote NDP. You know why? NDP say, let we cut VAT from 16% to 13%. This very government here refuse and say, I will not ease them up. Because government go lose money. I want to know if the citizens of the country are not the ones who supposed to benefit from those kind of things there.
Let me
Who
put you
else
on
can
the
benefit
spot.
more than the citizens?
Let me put you on this spot.
Put me on this spot.
How
Me not
is
come to
it-
the money part yet, eh?
How is it? Right? The only time that we hear anything about what's happening in Central Leeward with Black Sons or Marriott going over Peters Hope and all these things is only when there's an election around the corner. That's the only time we hear that works are being done. This company going to take over. I mean, you
said it
check
earlier.
it.
You said it earlier. You said it earlier. Remember, we have to convince people that we are going to be producing jobs.
Oh, boy.
And you could only convince, and this is how to show you how they are liars and deceivers, eh? Because they come and want to tell you, Camilo want to come tell you the other day that our unemployment numbers are in single digits, right? Remember that. But somehow, tell me, if that is so, how is it that you are still capable, are still able, are still want to come to convince the people who are so highly employed that, hey, employment is the thing that you have to look forward to. If you're not thirsty and hungry, I'm going to offer you water and food.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So here's the thing. We are getting close to the money part now. People need to understand that this government here care nothing about them. We even not going to go into the vaccine mandate and all of them. They may go come now to the relief money. It is interesting that when they went to Parliament.
You really mean me get in the house, the boy? Go ahead.
Of course. Me knock it out. Me knock come out your hand.
Go ahead.
I'm knocking it out your hand. Now, when they went to Parliament for the funds for burial, right? One of the things that was said was that they are now still looking for funds to build back houses or repair houses of persons who were affected by the eruption.
Yep.
Right?
Imagine
Their own
that.
words, eh? Their own words. 4 years after, they're still looking for money, to deal with people after the eruption. Now, a simple search will show you, and even their own account, $412 million both in cash and material came into St. Vincent 2021 after the eruption.
412
412 million. In relief came to St. Vincent. Yeah?
Right.
On top of that, they went and borrowed money. On top of that, I sent a figure for you just a while ago. 68,350,000 US. That is tantamount to 181 million and something. Right? That came into St. Vincent here after burial. Let me say that again. Came into St. Vincent after burial.
As part of as relief?
As relief. Yeah, let me read it. Hold on, let me see if I could find the thing. I read it for you.
Yeah, read it.
Yeah? Let me.
Yeah, read it. Pull it up. And I have nothing to do with what waste contributed. Millions upon millions.
Nope. Nothing to do with what waste contributed. Right? Yeah? Following Hurricane Beryl impact on St. Vincent and the Grenadines in July 2024, various organizations have provided financial assistance to support recovery efforts. The CDF, or CARICOM Development Fund, provided an initial US $100,000 cash. You hear me? Contribution, and later an additional 250,000 US grant. Loan grant. From its emergency disaster assistance facility. The World Bank approved US 63 million in financing. Additionally, the United Nations provided US $4 million from its emergency response fund. You count with me?
Yeah, well, I lose count already. I lose count.
And the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, contributed US $1 million. These funds are earmarked for humanitarian aid, debris removal, and social subsidies for affected populations. Remember, up to now, we not touch how much the British send in prefab houses, in material, in heavy equipment, and money.
But
We
based
not
on,
touch none of
based,
that- we
based
not
on
touch the
what you
British
share,
yet.
but dying don't gone past over $500 million, probably
Come on,
even
no
far,
man.
far more than that too.
Come on, no man.
So in terms
Eh?
of assistance, financial assistance, you're talking about nearing $1 billion.
And here's something, Here's something. You still have another 2.5 million that came in aid, in health aid, where they got medicine and all of that. $2.5 million. That part didn't even count. So our with $2.5 million in health products and all of that, our hospital and our health system should have been upgraded.
Wow.
At least in the short term. Eh?
But Kenson, there's a lot of money you quoted there. Send me them figures, brethren, because
my brother,
I can't keep up with the maths. That's
and
plenty.
Here,
But where all the money there? But with who? Jesus, peace. Boy, I really lose out the
that's
house.
the thing that Vincent Chans need to remember. The Constitution said that every money that comes into the country must go into the consolidated fund.
Right.
That way, when any money go in there, you could track
keep
it
check.
and you know how much come out. It doesn't happen. It don't happen.
Cancel that. Nah, post it. Send me the link to the article. You hot up me head.
I will do that.
You hot up me head
because
because
you know what bothers me, Fuji? You know what bothers me? It's that we are going into an election and these people want to pretend and get on as though what they are doing coming out of the pocket, and they love the people so much that they're using we're coming out of the pocket. When they get money, you still want $47 million to go down in union with all of
with
that.
With all the money there?
Eh? And you borrow 93 million US dollars and say you're not know where you borrow it for, and still come back for 100 after that. Eh? And you want to tell me that at the end of the day, Vincent Chans don't realize, well, he has some foolish ones, because again, Max been post something with somebody saying basically that where they borrow money because NDP people got to pay it back. You could imagine the dotish. Oh God.
Pastor coming in, watch your mouth.
Sorry.
Yeah. But we got.
But I still have to ask mercy from the Lord because this needs mercy, brother.
My buddy, we're gonna have to pick it up. We're gonna have to pick it up.
You come in. Let me just say this party and again. But you want to tell me that these are the people who you want to convince me really care about Vincent Chans? We talk about the national debt. Talk about the national debt when again. Because Sunday night I read something from Ralph Gonsalves back in 2000. 2001 budget where he been a complain about 500 and something million.
Compared to now.
No. Borrowing willy-nilly, not even with sense. When you tell me that you are borrowing 93 million US dollars, and I know where you borrow it for. When back then the NDP say, let we build the international airport, let we borrow money, and here the monies that they had both internally and externally could have been handled because our debt to GDP at the time was under 60%.
Yeah. Now it's 97
our
with
debt to
it?
GDP ratio was 90-something% the other day, meaning that 90-something cents out of every dollar was going to service that. And the 2021-22 audit report shows that there are debts that we are not servicing.
Jackson, thanks to you, I lost every chance. I lose out on every chance to get a house this morning. That's what friends for.
Here we have.
You're right.
Me have bad mind because me not go get none neither, so you not get none.
You're right, yeah. Waste time put on me red shirt. Can try me on for one of those prefab houses and thanks to Kenson.
No, it's because I know you come out to trick them. Make you do them that.
Me? Hey, Kenson, go on. All right, take it easy, everybody. Boy, no. I need to examine further the article that Kenson is referring to. All the money. Anyways, you're gonna put a pin there. Stick it for a little bit. Pastor's coming up. Haven't seen backstage as yet. Probably he is at the withholding tent. He's probably at the holding tent there. Haven't seen him backstage as yet, but probably we play something in the meantime, Shady, while we await the arrival of Pastor Richards. And it's time to view things with a wider lens. Look at things from a different angle, because we might be looking at it with a myopic kind of view. Just saying.
I can't believe it.
Tune. Government war.
Move me. I turn refugee in my own country, but a long, long time.
Anyone else ever got the impression that there might be another St. Vincent and the Grenadines where all these monies are being spent? Because clearly it's not being spent on this St. Vincent here and the Grenadines.
When you get that system, you're from
Mother walk.
Those are young poor people and John knows them enough vote again, no sir. Cause the MP don't give a damn. But where you get that system, you're from.
Pastor Richards is backstage. Let's go.
Let's check in with the doc and look at things with a wider lens. Pastor Richards on OMG.
Pastor Richards, good morning. So how you doing?
Hi there, morning. How are you?
I was good, and then Kenson messed up my morning.
I missed it. How did he mess up your morning?
He went down a road and started highlighting a number of things that kind of derailed me from the mission I started out with this morning. I was working, man, trying to become eligible to be gifted one of the prefab houses that the government just received. And thanks to Kenson, I'm certain that I missed out on the opportunity.
Well, if you qualify, I mean, once you meet the
I don't know what the criterion is, but I decided that I'm gonna try anyway.
Well, you can't just try. You had to check out what the criteria is, and you gotta once you meet the criteria, apply. Right. Anyways,
right.
I listened off and on this morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Good, all of you listeners all across the Caribbean and the United States and the Americas and Europe and wherever you are. Good morning. Let me see where to jump off this morning. All right. Okay. I listened off and on, and let me start with Mr. Weeks' presentation, because he presented, and I, as a guy that spent 20 years or so messing around with economics and understanding the ins and outs of economics, I listened keenly. And then I listened to some of the responses and the reactions to what he presented, and I was a little bit befuddled. For those of you who listen, but one of the things I try to do, just hear me out. Just hear me out and tell me if you disagree with me. I really don't think your party of choice should dictate how you evaluate other people and how you respond to them. I don't know that is, I don't think it is fair, actually. I think you should evaluate people on merit. If you disagree with me, tell me right off that you disagree with me. But I think you should be fair. I think you should give Jack his jacket, and you should give Rover the bone when it is so. I really don't. Sometimes we look at things a little bit too jaundiced because of where we stand politically. So we can't appreciate when somebody makes a good point, or we can criticize one of our own when they make a horrible point. But I think you should be able to do that. If somebody in your party just totally make a bonehead move, a bonehead suggestion, or a bonehead analysis, or come crazy out of it, like, I mean, you might want to chat them privately and tell them, but if the opportunity is there for you to publicly correct it in a good way, correct your own people, no man, correct them. You disagree so far? You should be able to correct see where your people messing up and correct them. What? You find that's a good thing to do? Hello?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah. And if someone makes a good point, and okay, that was for within your party. Now, outside of your party, you have to appreciate that there are people who are on the other side who will make some excellent points. Yes or no? I would say yes.
Yes.
Yeah. They're gonna make some good points, and you just have to listen. And I think it is okay and fair for you to appreciate and say, yeah, I appreciate that point. I mean, and people trust your opinions a little bit more if they know that you're fair and if they know, that you handle things properly and responsibly. I say all of that to say I listened as a former economic teacher to Mr. Weeks' presentation, and without any jaundice, political jaundice or whatever, just from a purely economics theoretical basis. Kenson is one of my former students too. So Kenson, you know how it goes. Kenson, where did he go wrong? What did he say that was, nah, that's totally rubbish, garbage? Somebody with some background in economics, tell me what he said that was real messed up and that ain't add up. That ain't make sense. That's not how it is. He kind of blowing steam there. He blowing some smoke there. You know what I'm saying? Because I listened. What he said about how GDP is calculated. He even talked about the gross national income and the distinction between income and the GDP is domestic. Income is the wide sweep of everything that will include interest earned in investment elsewhere and all of the things that not produce in your country but benefit your country would flow back into your country. So that's the total income. He talked about how it is calculated and measures. He also talked about the limitations of gross domestic product and using that as a singular measure. He was on point. Come on, he was on point. If you know the field, if you understand, and I think you should have a measure of understanding before you bash something or before you appreciate something. You have to have a kind of, you have to have a marker of understanding. If you understand the thing, he talked about the limitation. You can't just run with a GDP, and a GDP per capita is just simply taking the raw GDP and divide it by the population. It's basically an arbitrary number. You can use it for some things usefully. So he said that the Human Development Index, which again, I heard people spawning the Human Development Index. It's like, let's not do that, please. It's a very, very useful measure. Just look it up yourself. It's a very useful measure. And what does it measure? And he goes on, not just the income and production, but a number of things that affect quality of life. And he listed some of the more pertinent ones. He listed, I think I mentioned some of these yesterday, by the way. Lifespan, longevity, right? Which is a very good indicator of how things are going, your quality of life. Remember, I made a distinction yesterday between standard of living and quality of life. You're going to have a standard of living where you have all kind of appliances, but you're dying off in your 40s and 50s. You have no good quality of life. So the Human Development Index, is it a useful figure? Is it a useful index? And what does it measure? I mentioned yesterday how people matriculate through school, and where do they get to, and how many people get degrees, etc., etc. I have my own spin on the meaning of a degree, but it is what it is. And all of the different things that the Human Development Index would include that are not reflected in your gross national product, your gross domestic product. So it's a very good index. See, my thing is that don't just bash it. understand what it is, and is it useful, and does it help, and does it clarify, and does it give a better picture, and how do you yourself use it in your discussion, even if you're not in agreement with how others are using it. How do you use it to kind of bolster your arguments? So I I, I think we too readily bash things, and I think we too readily accept things. I am not for either. I'm not.
I honestly don't think it's for the sake of bashing. It's just that what is being shared does not reflect the true reality of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and that is across the board. I mean, even if we speak to the GDP, and if we're honest, what exactly are we producing here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines?
I don't think I understand you. I don't think I understand you. I
No,
really don't.
I'm saying in terms of what is being shared
Do
via
we have
the media.
GDP? Do we produce anything at all in St.
Well,
Vincent and the Grenadines?
that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm asking.
On a minimal basis, we hardly. I mean, there might be agro processing. What else is there at
Sorry.
some level?
You misunderstand. You see, but thank you for saying that. That unveils your misunderstanding of what GDP is. I'm not saying this pejoratively. I'm just saying you don't have
No,
an
no, I was
understanding.
speaking about
Because what
earlier.
you're doing
You
there,
mentioned in
what
terms of production.
what your production is not just manufacturing, and I think that's a limited understanding of product. What you're doing there, for example, this morning in Boom, contributes to the GDP. All right. When you do your DJ work, that contributes to the GDP. All right. It's a service. I presume you're being paid. I presume you're being paid. Right, so you're being paid. People all across St. Vincent this morning doing, whether they're sweeping the roads, cutting the roads, they're in an office, they're in a supermarket. Stuff is happening, and that has to be factored in. So when you talk about, I think what you're thinking, when your limited scope of understanding of GDP is the idea that something that is produced for export, and that is very, very narrow.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, I have no formal training in economics, so
mhm. So
I'm
that's what
speaking
I'm
in
saying.
the layman terminology. Yeah.
I am just saying, yeah. Before every country has GDP. It could be high, it could be low, it could be average, they could be overperforming, they could be underperforming. But the point is, they generate GDP. It's just a reality. You can't stop it. If NDP is in office, we will generate a GDP. If ULP is in office, you will generate a GDP. It's just a fact of life. So it's just a fact of life. It's not a party thing to have a GDP. And you know, whether you produce much or you produce little, the GDP reflects what you produce in terms of goods and services. It's just, it's a reality. Okay. And I think if we understand that, it will help. Don't bash someone the minute they say GDP, or GDP per capita, or whatever it is. Try to understand the figures, what they mean, and in your discussion, reflect an understanding of what these things are. That's basically the point I wanted to make. That's not my commentary for today, but that's the point I wanted to make. That we should have an understanding of things in order to either appreciate it or to bash it. I'm not saying appreciate everything. I am not saying accept everything. Please, I'm not saying accept it. And I'm not saying bash everything, criticize everything. I am just saying understand it first. I don't think you could fault me for that. Understand it properly first before you bash it, or understand it properly first before you accept it. All right, that's all. It's just lifting the game, and it's lifting the game. And I am getting to the point where God, I'm hearing people talk about things and either bash them or accept them, and I'm like, do you really understand what's going on there? So this takes a little time. Some things out of my league and some things out of my depth, I don't even bother to comment on because it's foolishness for me to comment on things that I don't have a fair understanding of. So sometimes you don't hear me talk about some things because I don't think I understand it well enough to talk about it. I prefer to, if I understand something, I want to talk about it. Like what I want to talk about this morning. Taking people, I don't criticize people so easily, fugitive. I just don't. I never know what's going on as a counselor. I never know the baggage people carry. I never know the shoes that they wore in, but I am sufficiently trained enough. I am sufficiently trained enough to understand there's a whole lot more going on with Joel than meets the eye. There's a whole lot more going on with Kenson than meets the eye. There's a whole lot more going on with children than meets the eye. Take for example, and I did do a program on this once. How there are a number of, I'm not a believer in determinism, but at the same time there are a number of preconditions, psychological conditions that affect performance. Take for instance, adult ADHD, and a lot of that goes undiagnosed here in St. Vincent. But your 21-year-old, your 30-year-old, people 50, they struggle with ADHD. And when you understand the impact of ADHD on performance, on mood, on how people respond to you, their general demeanor. Sometimes you can't even get, I was reading there this morning, sometimes you can't even get out of bed. You don't have the energy. You're just demotivated. Somebody listening to me knows exactly what I mean. You get up and it's like you have things to do. You want to check the boxes. You want to get on with life, but it's like a heavy weight.
That's true.
Sometimes some of you have employees like that, and you dog them. You compare them to other employees. They're not with the program and all of that. You want to give them, but they're struggling. They're carrying a heavy load.
I think it even affects the way students perform in school as well.
Of course, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. When I used to teach in guidance counseling for teachers and all of that, that was one of the big things because we have everyone, and the term that I use is Gen Pop. By the way, thank you, Fugitive, for saying that. Good point. The Gen Pop, general population, and we just treat all the students, all these 8-year-old, 9-year-old, as if all of them the same. And they're not. They all come with psychosocial, a wide spectrum of psychosocial. When it is and psycho meaning, it could be an eating disorder, autism spectrum disorder, anxiety disorder, mood disorder, antisocial personality disorder. Oh gosh, there are a lot of them, and these things affect children. There's not a child out there that is not in one way or the other a perfect psychological specimen. So please understand that. So teachers out there and parents, listen to me. Your children are struggling with things that they can't identify, they can't label, they can't articulate, they can't tell you. But it is evident in the way this, for example, people with autism spectrum disorder have real difficulty in social networking. They don't make friends easy. They don't communicate well. Can't bash them for that. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder students come home with report cards that will look different from their brother or their sister, because it's not something that every one of your children are going to have a problem with, and sometimes you beat the one because they're not performing well. Their mode of receiving instruction, they're not highly auditory learners. Sometimes they're more kinetic. Sometimes they're more hands-on. Sometimes they're more pictorial and visual. But when you put all these students in Gen Pop and you teach all of them, we don't have special ed classes, hardly. So we teach all of them using the same methodology. So who learn? And it's not something that is restricted to children. In dealing with adults, I have come to realize even people in marriages, they come in when I do my intake for people who I am preparing for marriage. I do a very exhaustive intake, which means that I get a lot of information related to your family of origin, how you were brought up, issues that you may have had, and all. And because people come in with baggage. Psycho baggage, social baggage, psychosocial. My program is, let me see what time it is, because time done gone. It's like, you can't just watch people and be critical of them and judgmental of them because you don't know what they're struggling with. If I had the time, I would have unpacked, but the program finished. Yeah, be patient with people, be tolerant with people, try to understand them. Many of the people have something that is determining, some people get angry very, very, very easily.
Yeah.
You
Short
can't,
fuse.
you can't talk to them. They're ready to fight you down. And then you criticize them and this and that. We call them narcissistic. But sometimes we call people, that's one that is thrown out a lot, narcissistic. And we don't understand that people don't go out and make themselves narcissist. We beat down people and say, you're narcissistic, you're narcissistic. As if somebody wakes up one morning and decides, I'm going to be a narcissist today. People don't decide that. It is something that is imposed on them by genetics, hereditary, and different things that were the way your brain functions and all of that. The chemical balances and imbalances. You don't do that to yourself. This is what's in you. Struggling with, and what we tend to do with people with these psychosocial issues is that we condemn them, we beat them down, we judge them, we don't tolerate them, and we have no patience with them. So one of these days, what I will do is try to walk through some of these psychosocial, one at a time, prevalent psychosocial things that affect us, and then show my listening audience the impact they have. And maybe there's someone in your circle, your wife, your daughter, your children, that is being affected, and it might help in the way you appreciate them and the way you treat them, or it might help in the way others appreciate you and the way they treat you. I think it's a worthwhile program whenever I get around to it. Anyways, you all have a most wonderful and blessed weekend, and thank you for listening.
All right. Thank you, Pastor.
Yeah,
Until,
yes, sir.
Until we get to link again.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
Yeah.
You take care
All right,
now. Safe travel. Bye. All right.
Yeah, thanks. Will do. All right, and that's where we gonna end it for today. 10 minutes inside 10 o'clock. Yeah. Shady and the Fugitive. We're signing out for today. Let me see. I know that there's some of you who hold on, let me pull it up. Oh yeah, Kenson sent the link. Oh, we out of time, so probably tomorrow morning we will start there. You know, there's something that I wanted to go in on. There's an article the headline says, this is according to St. Vincent Times, SPG surpasses China on HDI index. So says the PM. I read the article and I did not get the slightest of information as to where and how and by what and in what category did we surpass China. All right, the heading says SVG surpasses China on the HDI index in the areas of human development. We surpass even global powers such as China in the areas of human development, it says. They didn't go into any details though, but it just said that. There's another one that I wanted to touch. Hold on, Shady. I'm just going to share the heading. All right. Maybe we can go in on these things tomorrow morning, God's willing. This one says, how the ULP exploits the currency of time. All right. There's part of it. Anyway, tomorrow. But until we link again tomorrow morning, I'm going to go through this link that Kenson sent me here, because Kenson shared some disturbing figures with us this morning, and yeah, I don't know if you know. Probably tomorrow morning we'll touch on it for a little bit. Enjoy what's left of your day today. Have a great day today. Be safe and be kind. Look out for, even though they're not looking out for you, look out for them. All right? Be safe and be responsible. Until tomorrow morning, DJ Shady, Fugitive, we're signing out. All right? Thank you, every single one of you who stayed and tuned all morning long. Peace and love. We out.
OMG in the morning, lighting up SVG on Boom 1069.
Boom 106.